Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. This is Alone Together Pittsburgh. I am your host, Patrick Jordan. Welcome to another fantastic show here at Alone Together Pittsburgh, streaming to you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We started this show when the shelter-in-place order came down, early March. We've been doing it ever since. So thank you for watching us. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes or your mobile devices. We are going to get after it. We've got a tight show, jam-packed again, just like last night, but without the body painting. But we've got it's going to be fun to watch. Madeline, oh my God, we were just talking about you. Thank you so much for everything last night. If you guys have the time after this show is over, go watch Madeline Greco do live body painting, which was on the show last night. You never know what you're going to see here on Alone Together Pittsburgh, but we saw some world-class live art going down, so that was exciting. So anyway, if this is your first time watching us, thank you, thank you, thank you. Below, you're going to see something tickering across the screen as the show goes on. That is our Venmo. It is @TogetherPGH. If you have the means and can kick in a couple of dollars, we would greatly appreciate it. All the money that is raised goes to the artists involved with the show on each night. So we thank you for helping it out and, you know, paying it forward for you. We started this show as a way to keep a sense of community. Speaking of community, this was last night. This is what we do. This is the hijinks that could happen if you watch the whole show. There's a de-evolution that happens. We start off tight and we go, but really you should give to the show. It's they're messing with me in the booth. I feel like I'm in a Wang Chung video. I feel like I might have a little bit of a stroke here if they keep on flicking these images quick without giving me any notice. But anyway, I get choked up when I talk to you guys. I have a little frog in my throat. Excuse me. That's funny. The only cure is some Engine House 25 Winery Sauvignon Blanc, which is what I'm drinking tonight. And speaking of Engine House 25 Winery, they happen to sponsor a little thing we have here on the show called the Jag-Off Poll. That's right, the Jag-Off Poll. It is a term of endearment. It is not a negative term. We started doing this in March when March Madness got canceled, and we have a bracket poll for the ages, all right? The Jag-Off. And without further ado, I want to tell you a little bit about last night's poll. I'm going to have Dave do it, but it was a big one. A big Jag-Off poll. Dave, tell them about it.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what it was.
When two titans come together and knock boots, things get ugly. Rick SEBAK versus the Imp and Iron, two Pittsburgh institutions. But we knew which way the wind was going to blow. Because one man has been streaking throughout Pittsburgh, throughout the Jag-Off, throughout this pandemic. That streaker's none other than Rick SEBAK. Rick SEBAK was the winner of the overnight poll with 73% of the votes over Imp and Iron, which only got a measly 27%. So Rick SEBAK, gosh darn, you're a monster. And you move on to Jag again.
Rick SEBAK, okay, like full disclosure, was not supposed to be in the Jag-Off poll, okay? We told him we weren't going to put him in. We told everybody else we were not going to put him in the Jag-Off poll against anything. But what ended up happening was Rick had to save the day like the Pittsburgh Superman or Pittsburgh Batman that he is, okay? What ended up happening was we got hacked. And somebody was messing with the numbers on one of our polls. And then we decided to flush out the hacker. We decided there's no way that even a hacker could beat Rick SEBAK. So we put him in the poll. He invested the hacker. The hacker bowed out. So we are back to a level playing field. And now Rick, unfortunately for him, for everybody else who's going up against, it's going to be against Rick SEBAK. He is in the bracket poll now. Rick SEBAK has made it to the big Jag-Off. So stay tuned for how that goes. But before we tell you about the in-show Jag-Off poll, I want to tell you a little bit more about Engine House 25 Winery. Engine House 25 Winery, who sponsors the Jag-Off poll. If you go to eh25.com, you can see a fantastic selection of reds and whites. I'm loving the Sauvignon Blanc right now, but usually I'm a red guy. They've got everything. It also houses the Clemente Museum, so you can see these wonderful labels here right now. And if you go to eh25.com, you can see everything that they have. They also are offering $5 off per bottle if you tell them that you found out about them from Alone Together Pittsburgh. So do that. You buy a case of wine, you're saving 50 or 60 bucks. That is quite a savings. Go to eh25.com. They're also doing free delivery and curbside during the pandemic. But they're not just sponsoring the big Jag-Off poll, which you just saw. We have a little Jag-Off poll, our little in-show Jag-Off poll that only you, the live viewing audience, get to vote on. And Dave, tell them what it is.
Already running in show only for you Facebookers out there tonight. It is a Jazz-Off. The Jag is a Jazz. George Benson versus Roger Humphreys on the skins. George Benson with a voice so smooth, all you yacht rockers just cannot resist. There's music in the air, lots of loving everywhere. So give me the knife. You know what I mean? George Benson versus Roger Humphreys. Voting starts now, Pittsburgh. Make it so.
Well, there you have it, folks. Give me the night. There it is. Two iconic Pittsburgh jazz icons. Doing battle right now. Only you get to vote. The poll is live right now. If you're watching the show, you saw it. It's on the bottom of your screen on Facebook. I'm sorry if you're on YouTube and you don't see it there. And I'm really sorry if you're watching the show later tomorrow, later tonight, or if you're listening to the podcast only version, the audio only version that you can listen to the day after. We've got that going too. So that is what it's all about. But before I go on any further, Pete, Dave, has anything happened in the last 24 hours that you wanted to talk about tonight?
Hey, buddy.
You got anything?
I got lots of stuff. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't want to. What are you drinking, buddy? That scares me. That scared me what you're drinking.
Whiskey.
Okay, that doesn't scare me anymore. COVID numbers, Allegheny County, 79 today. I talked.
You pulled me out. Am I out? Am I in? I'm in.
You're out of there, buddy. Okay, so I'm just saying, COVID numbers in Allegheny County was 79 today. We have been teetering between like 60s and 140s and back and forth. I actually was on a call today with a doctor from UPMC, who's kind of like the.
Do you have the COVID?
I was actually going to talk seriously for a minute here about some stuff that I found here, but if you want to joke about a deadly virus that's going across the country, put Pete on full screen. Let him tell some jokes.
I was just asking a question.
Do some COVID jokes, Pete. Go ahead, get me out, Dave. Let's just.
I was just asking a question.
We got Ronnie Dangerfield over here. He's going to tell some jokes. No, I'm just saying. Basically the doctor was saying that everyone's watching these numbers in Allegheny County. I mean, I'm checking the Twitter feed every day to see what they are, and he basically said that the testing number, if you look at the testing numbers, the number of tests have gone down along with the numbers. So it's not like the Bible to look at for what's actually going on here right now. But Allegheny County is in better shape than it was, let's say, a month or so ago. So keep that going, everybody. Everybody watching at home. There's one thing that is kind of a fact here, and it's not political. Wearing a mask is the one thing that we all can do for each other. Keeping the doctor I spoke to today, keeping social distance, keeping 6 feet, washing your hands, continuing to do all of that basic stuff that we talked about in March. And wearing a mask, I know there were some doctors early on that said mask wearing. We're past that. That was March. Okay, we're here in September. Put the mask on. It's not political, and you don't know more than the doctors. Okay, so put the mask on, follow the science, and go about your day. That's the key that we can do right now. They're going to look for the vaccine, right? They're going to look for a cure. They're going to look for those things. But even if they find it the day before the election, like people are saying that it might come out, it's still going to take a year to get to you. So wear the masks, get used to it. It's not hurting you. Wearing masks does not cause cancer. And just be nice to each other. That's what I have to say before we get to our fantastic show. And being nice to each other, I think, is a nice segue to our first guest tonight. She is extraordinarily nice, and I think that she falls into the category of the helpers that we started out. When we started the show, it was basically the day after or the day of Mr. Rogers' birthday. So we got kind of like choked up and talking about what was happening with the helpers, looking for the helpers. We started looking for helpers. We kind of we got away from it on the show a little bit, but I think Jessica Williams is with us tonight from the Pittsburgh Recovery Walk, and I think she fits the bill. So is Jessica there tonight? She had there she is. Jess, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
I usually see you like in a lobby after a show. Is our is our regular meeting time. I
was just thinking about how my friend Jeb always talks about my toothy grin, and now I'm looking at a toothy grin right back.
Like look at us together, the toothy grin. This should be like we should take a picture and send it to Jeb tonight. So the Pittsburgh Recovery Walk, it's a fantastic organization, and so in times of COVID, large gatherings aren't the best thing. So
yeah.
So you guys have shifted a little bit and are coming up with something else that's happening this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our 5th year of doing a public event to celebrate recovery and fight stigma against those of us who have been impacted by addiction. And one of the things that we know from past experience is that people hug each other like a lot at our event. And so this year we've had to sort of reformat it to prevent people from being so cozy as they usually are. So what we're going to do is sort of a decentralized event on Saturday in the morning time. People can stop by some suggested walking routes, or instead they could go on a recovery walk of their own choosing, which is something I think is really kind of evocative, that someone could go to a place or walk with some people that are personally meaningful to them in their journey. And then, of course, there's sort of in keeping with the alone together sort of idea these days, we're going to have a live stream event in the evening time, so people can watch from Facebook or Instagram or from our website. and kind of see the entertainment and make the connections they normally would make.
And what can they see? What can they see on the live stream at night?
So on the live stream, there's going to be some speakers I think are terrific. Stacy Brown is one of them. She works for the health department, and she's just been like an incredible sort of advocate around Narcan and connecting people to recovery services. Bethany Hallam is another one. She's a county council member, and she herself is in recovery and talks a lot about it. And a lot of her kind of platform as a council member has been based on some of the unfairness she saw in her addiction. We got music from Jim Donovan and the Sun King Warriors. He's formerly of Rusted Root, so that's going to be very feel good.
Oh my gosh.
And we've also got recovery award winners. So we started handing out awards last year to people who are nominated for their like really unbelievable work in the community. And this is really the proper time for me to tell you that I'm not necessarily a helper to the degree that these guys are. Like there are some real champions that are out there doing really amazing work, and this is the opportunity for us to kind of celebrate them. So
that's amazing. I mean, Jess, I know this isn't just about the recovery, not just about Saturday, but I mean, right now, I mean, during COVID, I mean, it's just the topic of addiction and recovery has to be kind of, it's like kind of like the Wild West right now, that everybody's kind of locked in their homes.
yeah.
I mean, how do you think that people, what are some resources for people that are dealing with something right now?
Well, there's a lot. So one of the big purposes of the walk is to sort of illuminate all sort of different pathways and resources. And so kind of, generally society is like, addiction, you're bad, I don't want to talk about it. And then there's sort of the understanding that if you do have addiction, there's really only one path for you, and that's a 12-step program. And I love 12-step programs. I think they're wonderful. But there's a lot of different ways to tap into support, and 12-step is only one of them. So now is actually kind of an awesome time to start Googling.
Yeah, right.
So there's online meetings with 12-step programs. There's online Smart Recovery, which is sort of a alternative to 12-step support group. Treatment providers. So if you're looking for addiction treatment, now's a time that you can get telehealth. It's accessible to you in a way that it wasn't necessarily before, especially people that are looking for methadone or Suboxone treatment. They don't necessarily have to go to a treatment center on a regular basis. So I think there's sort of like flexibility that has come out of COVID that is potentially beneficial if people are able to tap into it. And that's not to say that people aren't struggling, or that there are people for whom technology is unappealing, or they just don't have broadband or things like that.
But just hearing you say that, I mean, just that the 12-step programs are fantastic, but that might not be the box that you fit in.
Right.
But there's other options out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what we're also going to have, a virtual resource fair. I don't know. We just made this up. So that's sort of the idea, I think, is going to be great. It's going to be all these people on Zoom, and they're going to be talking about their different programs and services. And there's a lot of different groups around town that are willing to help in some way. And it's just a matter of finding something that appeals to you. So
that's amazing. And I mean, if more people know about this, it takes the stigma off of it. The negative one. This is a positive thing here.
Yeah, absolutely.
To turn things around. Mm-hmm. And okay, so COVID, outside of everything else, okay, what's an average day for you right now?
So I've got a little baby.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure I would like him at all, and I like him more than I thought I would. But
that's good, sweet.
But
you won on that one.
It's a lot of family time, and yeah, to be perfectly honest, I feel like this is a really sweet time in my life, and it's obviously like not devoid of stress, either inside my home or outside in the whole God-forsaken world.
Yeah, but I mean, are you working from home? You're spending more time at home than, I mean, everybody's, whether they like it or not, are spending more time at home than they would have been normally.
Yeah, I'm spending more time at home. I'm working from home. I'm doing some school from home. I got childcare at home. I got Zoom meetings at home. The whole deal. But yeah, I like my housemates, so that's pretty good for me.
Okay, that's a win-win. And you got a haircut?
Yeah.
I love it. I love that too.
Yeah, I think apocalyptic haircut,
Apocalyptic haircut. This is good. We definitely need to get a picture of both of us smiling right now, because our hair's about the same length. You have more, but like that's about it. So Jess, the best the best way to find out about or to get involved with the recovery walk for this Saturday, is that just on the website?
Yeah, so pghrecoverywalk.org has a bunch of information. You can follow us on social media too. So we're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And if anybody has any questions, this is a pretty small operation. So if you email the info at pghrecoverywalk.org email address, like that's going to go straight to me, so I can answer that directly.
Oh, that's amazing, and that's opening yourself up to lots of questions.
That's absolutely, I'll take them all.
But you are a fantastic resource, and you're a fantastic guest to have on the show. So could you, if anything comes up, let us know how things went. Maybe come back and let us know how Saturday went. Anytime you want to come on the show, anything you had to put out there, we would love to have you back.
I'd so appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much from the Pittsburgh Recovery Walk. Don't forget, this Saturday, go to the website, find out about it. If you want to go for a walk on your own, you can do that. And then they've got a great online event in the evening. Thanks so much for coming on, Jess.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you soon. Hopefully I'll have a show to do, and you can come check it out.
I can't wait. I miss those shows.
So do I. Bye, Jess. Thank you, Jess. Awesome. Fantastic. Seriously, check that out, folks. So anyway, as things roll along here with the show, I think now might be an opportune time to check in with Dave and Pete in the booth with how the in-show voting poll is going tonight.
Patrick,
talk to me.
It's going great. I'm bringing it up right now. Let's take a look. I got the hot, latest, cutting-edge scores. George Benson is losing to Roger Humphreys.
Oh, my gosh.
67 for Roger Humphreys. George Benson, 33. I think it's because I quoted his song. I gave him the anti-bump. You know what I mean?
You gave him the anti-bump.
I didn't do it justice, and I blew it, and now Benson's tanking. I feel terrible.
Both are amazing musicians. Fantastic. So you can't go wrong with this tonight. So that is the poll right there from the best color man in the business, Dave Mansueto, bringing it to you live. Well, we got, like I said, we got a jam-packed show for you tonight, and the good news is our next guest. I got to check with the green room here how things are going. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little story about another sponsor of ours, REDSTART Roasters. That's right. If you go to redstartroasters.com and use the coupon code TOGETHERPGH, you'll receive 10% off your entire coffee order. That's right. REDSTART Roasters, the only bird-friendly coffee roaster in the greater Pittsburgh area. They are so bird-friendly, in fact, that is the coffee that is served at the aviary. Okay, it is fantastic. The Ethiopian blends are a favorite of my wife's, so I would check those out. Pete, I believe, is into the espresso blend. They also, the other thing that I should tell you about REDSTART Roasters, they're also, much like EH25.com, are offering free delivery in the greater Pittsburgh area during the pandemic. And if you can't wait, REDSTART Roasters now has a brick and mortar store location. You can go get that coffee, put your mask on, and go there in the East End. Go to redstartroasters.com. You can find out about how, why, and everything else in between. So, Dave, are we ready for our next guest?
Yeah, boy. No, we're not. No, we're not. We need a little more time. I think maybe we will bump to our next guest. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it. You say it.
Is this everyone's favorite segment?
Hey, man, I'm just
saying. Is this
saying,
everyone's favorite Thursday segment? Is that what you're asking for?
I'm just saying that I'm kind of hungry, man.
Well, you know what? I know somebody who can give you a little bit of takeout advice. Here it is, everyone's favorite Thursday segment, Chef Kate Romane from Black Radish Kitchen with What Kate Ate. Every week, Kate Romane goes to a different takeout location to report to us the safety procedures that are taken and the taste value of that takeout. Kate Romane, how are you doing right now? What are you drinking right now? What did I just see you put to your lips? That is not cool. That is not cool. I mean, I guess it's cool because, I mean, who's drinking Corona right now? You know what I mean? It's one of those things with like stand-up comedians like Pete. Pete's drinking Corona. I'm sure Pete's figured out ways to work Corona into his. He has a stand-up act, you know, that he does. He goes to open mic nights, Zoom open mic nights.
You know, I was just about to go grab some bourbon.
Oh, you were? Well, you should get on that.
Because this is actually expired.
Wait,
I'm
what's
drinking
expired?
Old, really old.
Oh wow!
Like
do you need to get pre-Corona? So you're drinking a skunked Corona. Do you think that that's part of like in like the zombie apocalypse? Do you think that is you are the one who are like you're getting it now? I mean, I don't know. I remember in like February, like people were joking, like because whether you realize this or not, people were talking about COVID in January and February. It was like a thing. And when it was coming down, I remember beer distributors were putting like masks on all the other beer around the Corona in the cooler. And it was like real funny in January and February. And then like by March 18th, everyone was like, that's just not funny, man.
No.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Not funny at all.
It's funny that this is all I have left in my house.
Well, I mean, at least you have it. I mean, I'm sure it's good. It was bottled it was probably bottled in like what the late 90s, late 90s.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's it's still good.
We're good.
It's a glass bottle. I hear something growling. Is that your tummy or is that somebody else?
I'm sorry. You guys got that's Snacks.
I figured.
He's snoring. I didn't realize you could hear that. Snacks, wake up, bud.
Oh no, it's okay. I love it. We have animal breaks on the show. This is perfect. If you're hearing that right now, that is not Kate. It's definitely not me. And Kate's trying to make you think she has a dog, even though we all know she doesn't have a dog.
Oh, look, that's it. That's exactly what's happening right there. That's literally Snacks. Wake up, Bo. Wake up. Okay. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Snacks. Isn't he cute?
So we're here. Chef Kate Romane, you took off your chef hat. You put it down with all the folds for how many eggs you can make. You put it off and you decided to go out into the world. I'm sorry, I'm hearing Snacks. Where did you go this week? Was this a bit? Leave him. Do not move him. This was a takeout week? Did you have a big takeout week or did you just make one stop?
I think it was 3.
3. Well, you better start talking.
Okay, so dumplings from Everyday Noodle.
Ooh, how was that?
Royal Hill. Great. So good. Those soup dumplings. Delicious. And we got some broccoli because, gotta eat your vegetables. Love vegetables.
So is this some steamed broccoli or?
Yeah, they put this like pork sauce on. I know it sounds crazy. Pork sauce.
Okay,
yeah,
we got a visual aid here.
Don't zoom into. Oh, yep, there it is.
Okay, that's the broccoli.
I really made a good picture there, didn't I?
You know what? You really this is not exactly what the restaurants would have hoped for, but this is real. This is real. This puts Munch to shame.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see the pork buns. Those are always good.
Yep. Those are good.
Okay, so what day of the week did you do this?
Remember, man, I don't remember.
It's okay. Okay, I'm just checking. It's what I do. I'm supposed to ask questions.
Oh, that's right. That's how this works. No, I'm having brain fog. Like yesterday, Sherry was like, I completely forgot everything that we put out in Belly Basket. Like blanked out. I mean, I know now. One of the things we put out was some twice Big Mac mashed potatoes, which were so good. But anyway, yeah, I'm having some brain fog. So anyway, we ate some cucumbers there and some seaweed as well for vegetables. Those are
always good. Seaweed's a magical food there. It's like a cure-all. Yeah.
It is. It's so good. And chili crisp there in the corner, because that is like the condiment of the century. It's so good. And what else? I had La Palapa, which is, always good. Always so good.
Oh yeah.
Tamales, enchiladas, tacos, and churros come with ice cream.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, there's that twice baked potato.
There it is, right there. The twice baked potato. That looks amazing. That's what you got?
No. This is from Black Radish Kitchen.
I was gonna say that doesn't look like a takeout picture. That looks like Black Radish style.
Yeah, I was.
This is belly basket. This is belly basket material here.
Yeah, we did some, and that's some garlic bread we had for lunch, because you need garlic bread with your mashed potatoes.
I do. I like to scoop it up. I like to scoop it, like to dip it.
That's
Okay.
exactly what I was doing. I was like,
so tell me again. All right, I want to hear about churros and how did ice cream handle in takeout?
fantastic. Actually, this is the one we got it delivered because I was feeling lazy. I always, my recommendation, if you can go pick it up from restaurants, you should, because a lot of the delivery services will take a good chunk of change from those restaurants. So anyway, the ice cream showed up. It was still frozen. It was great. It was super good. And those churros were bomb.
All right.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
That's amazing.
Where else? Oh, and then we last night, Tina's in Lawrenceville is doing a collab where they're hooking up with different places and doing a takeout dinner, and we got bitter ends, so good. But there was like these sandwiches which are made with. It's like a chicken Caesar salad sandwich. It was so good, and a little Sazerac, which was very delicious.
How did that work?
It was a little to go in that little cup there. I had a little lid on it.
That blows my mind, right? The to-go cocktails, these restaurants that have the to-go cocktail game is fantastic. I'm going to say the few times that I've gotten the to-go cocktails, right? Because, like I said, we've been cooking a lot here. When I say we, I mean my wife, Eileen's been cooking a lot here. But like the few times that we've gotten the to-go cocktails, it felt like a vacation. It felt like because when I mix a drink, it's pretty average, right? If there's 3 ingredients, there's one too many. You know what I mean? Same. But like to have a restaurant quality cocktail on the to-go thing it's like special. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and Tina's always makes a good cocktail, so you could. It was a gift. This was a surprise, and it was a Sazerac. Ooh, it was great. The only thing was we ate the sandwiches outside, and that last bite, when I looked at the plate, there were slugs all over the fucking plate.
Wait, what?
Slugs. I think I ate a slug last night in addition to my sandwich.
How's that?
So, there, look, I ate, that was on my plate after I finished the last bite of the sandwich. So you can imagine those guys, I ate a slug. It was not my finest moment. That Sazerac, though, it was fine. It was fine.
Oh, my goodness. So you ate a slug, and that didn't come with your takeout.
No. I just want to be clear that did not come with the takeout.
I want to make that extra clear.
That was an addition from my backyard. So, oops. That was not a highlight of what I ate this week.
Okay.
But something different. I don't think I've done that.
Okay, so we've spent too much time talking about the slug.
Okay,
all right.
City
escargot to go along with like the city chicken. That is not mine. That is Dave Mansueto's. Okay, that is Dave is fast. He's fast on the draw.
It could be a new trend. I don't know.
Hold on a second. It could be.
It's not going to be in any belly basket anytime soon.
Okay. So what we should do here, Kate.
Okay.
All right, you're drinking Corona. You went to. Did you go to any other establishments?
I think that's it. No, that's it.
Okay. So of the 3 that you went to, Would you recommend all three?
Oh yeah, everything was so good. Everything. I would recommend all of them. Every place I've gone has been delicious. And also, I mean, I'm somebody who used to go out to eat all the time, so I'm like really grateful that I'm doing it again. I'm being able to support these places, and it feels pretty safe. Everybody's been safe and good.
That's the big thing. Okay, so speaking of safe service Allegheny, are these restaurants that you went to today? Are any of them involved? Have any of them signed up?
I need to check on that. If you go to the website, we can probably look. But if you're not familiar, you should check out the Safe Service Allegheny website. It is both for the patrons and for the restaurants. So we're all coming at this from the same angle, in that we need everybody to participate in the safety in order for restaurants to function safely, right? I mean, that's what we want.
All right. I agree. So, Kate, do you have any idea where you're going next week?
I don't. Is there anything that you guys would recommend?
Pete, Dave, you did some takeout, right? Pete, did you do some takeout in the last week or so?
Well, yeah.
Just donuts.
Actually, we did do donuts the other day. We went to Patty Cake Bakery in Bloomfield and got donuts the other day.
Classic. That is a good donut spot.
That's a good donuts. It's one of the best in the city,
donuts.
in my opinion. Have you got? How about Salem's Market in the Strip?
I haven't been back in there. That's one of my favorite places.
Have you had their bacon cheeseburger?
Never.
Have their bacon cheeseburger. In my opinion, it's one of the best burgers in the city. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Yes, it's so good. My description of that burger, I hate to interrupt your conversation here, but it reminds me of what like Burger King tasted like as a kid, or like what your memory of like a Whopper was as a kid, where you're like, this burger is gigantic and it's smoky and delicious.
All right.
I know people that have been trying to capture like what a McDonald's burger tasted like when you were a kid, or a Burger King burger, because obviously they don't taste like that anymore. But okay, all right, Pete, you may have sold
flame broiled.
Flame broiled.
Flame broiled.
And it's beef bacon because they're all halal. So
oh my god.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
All right.
All right. I dig it. I'm down. That's on. Okay, so think about that, Kate. Think about what you're doing. Everyone at home, check out Safe Service Allegheny. Google that. But also, while you're Tom says the Golden Pig.
Oh my gosh, are they? This is my thing. It's like, how do I know who's open? Like I'm trying to find.
Right.
You got to Google that. Or the best way, if your restaurants or your friends that own restaurants out there, tell them to sign up Safe Service Allegheny, and then we'll know that you're open. That's one other way to know about it. No, open, following the protocols and making it safe. Kate, if you want to stick around for the post show, please do. But we got to move on. We've got an action-packed show tonight, so we got to get to some other guests.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Kate, thank you.
Sure,
I cannot wait. I can't wait to see what comes up with next week on What Kate Ate.
What's next? You were so loud.
All right. Okay, folks. Up next, we have an artist. He is a mixed media artist. He's from Detroit, Michigan, but he's currently and has been living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And one of the current recurring themes in his work is exploring comparisons and contrasts to those two industrial cities, with a special interest given to landscape differences, social climate, and times of economic hardship. Here he is. We've been wanting to have him on the show for a while. Let's have Deavron Dailey come out here.
Hey.
Deavron, how are you, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Thanks for being with us here tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so you started off in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. What brought you to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
Well, actually, I got into a traffic accident. A truck hit me while I was driving, and so I was going through some rehabilitation, and it got to be a little annoying, actually. So I decided to take a break and do a little bit of traveling just to self rehabilitate and get myself back on the road to recovery. I ended up in Florida, Daytona Beach, and I had to come back and forth to deal with things in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And then a mutual friend said, stop in Pittsburgh. And I was using art to support myself back then as well. So I was looking for places to bring some ideas to fruition while I was in Pittsburgh. And I began to interact with the art community here and started going back and forth from Pittsburgh to Detroit. And it just made sense to relocate to Pittsburgh at a certain point.
Now, I mean, mixed media. I mean, you work in lots of different forms. I mean, I've been to your artist page. I've been to your Instagram, and you're all over the place. I mean, what is moving the most for you right now? What's got you? I mean, I know we saw.
Now is
Go ahead.
my the work that I do with ceramic tiles and ceramics, hand built ceramics. I think that's like my biggest piece. The Arms of East Liberty. And it started out with smaller pieces that I would have in art shows and exhibitions. I make the tiles by hand and also the frame, and then I mount the tiles into the frame and then grout it in like you would do in a bathroom or a kitchen floor. But it's wall art. So that's the same concept as the East Liberty piece. But it's just in a stainless steel skeleton or like a grid type of frame. But it's the 128 square foot slabs of clay. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I know. Pete's been to sent me some video. You were painting a mural on was it on Onion Maiden?
Mm-hmm.
And a news crew just rolled up on you while you were painting. Did you?
Yeah. That was awesome. We got a lot of good feedback from the community while I was out there painting that. They were really inspired by the quote and they definitely let me know. So I guess maybe that's how the news caught wind of it.
That's it right there. Yeah, that's the news crew finding out about it while you weren't even finished at that point.
No, yeah, I was about half done at that point.
Well, I mean, we're looking for good news, I guess, right now. So that mural's amazing, and it's there right now. And the quote moved me when I read it. So yeah, so I mean, what did you know you were coming with that when they talked to you? When the people at Onion Maiden talked to you, did you kind of like pitch that, or how did that work out?
It was basically just a type of. It was a collaboration with me and the owners, and we just basically wanted just to see what type of message we wanted to put out there, what type of energy we wanted to convey. So we decided to go with a quote as opposed to like a picture or some other type of imagery. You know,
sometimes, I mean, that particular quote cuts through, you know what I mean? And a lot of times an image can do that, but there's really no way to mince words, I guess, with that quote.
Exactly.
So what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm trying to get more public art opportunities. You know, I'm responding to things that come across my radar, and just trying to use the different forms of media that I work in to support social justice movements that are out here on the front lines doing a lot of work. You know, I feel like I can cover a lot of range with, supporting those organizations that's trying to create some positive change in the world.
Absolutely. And how what's the best way for people to get at your stuff? Is your Instagram the way to go?
Yeah, right now my Instagram is the best way to reach out to me.
All right. Okay, that's cool. And so Polish Hill, right? You've got something there as well, right?
Yeah, Polish Hill, I did a painting of the stairway that leads to Polish Hill on Heron Avenue. And
what's that?
I did a lot of work. Did a lot of work out there in Polish Hill.
There it is right there. Dave just pulled it up. Yeah, that one's that.
The area. It's a unique little part of Pittsburgh.
So I mean, you've been out there everywhere. I mean, so I mean, your name's out there. Are people just kind of reaching out to you, trying to get you to come to their businesses? Are you doing stuff for homes? Are you doing smaller pieces, or are you just kind of focusing on like larger scale things right now?
Basically, all of it. I'm a full-time artist, so I just try to do, as much as I can, and just continue to seek more opportunities.
So you're screening some. Is that a shirt that you're screening right there, or are you just doing some? What's happening in this picture here?
That was at Harambe in Homewood a few years back, and I was doing like a live tutorial on screen printing, and we were printing posters.
Oh, posters. That's awesome. So you're teaching as well as doing everything else with it. This is that's awesome, man. So I mean, so now COVID. I basically, a general question that I asked to everybody is how kind of COVID has affected you, your process. I mean, with this kind of lockdown going on here right now, what have you been doing? How's this affected you? Have you made like lemonade out of this, or are you just kind of like? Is your workload kind of slowed?
Yeah, I made lemonade, as much as possible. But that's just always been the nature of, my perspective or the way that I work. And once it happened, I just basically tried to shift gears and see if I could set up some type of workspace in the space that I was going to be in for, all of that time.
Right. Now,
yeah.
Good. Now, a question that I have for you is, I mean, you're kind of prolific in what you do. Do you have anybody kind of documenting that? Do you have like any type of documentarian, anything like that, to try to follow you to see what's going on?
I've been working on that. That's something that I've really been trying to seek out. By working in so many forms of media, it's kind of hard to
have time for anything else. Well, here's an opportunity, man. We got a bullhorn. So we're looking at videographers. If you're out there, documentary filmmakers, we've got a subject for you right now that's working. You can socially distance with this man and follow him with what's going on.
Yes, please reach out to me.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. So question for you before we wrap. So you were in Detroit for the bulk of your life. You've been in Pittsburgh for how long?
It's been about 10 years now.
10 years now. So you're basically a Pittsburgher, I would say.
It's my second home.
So do you prefer, I mean, Pittsburgh to Detroit, similarities, comparisons, which one if you had to choose?
Both has their pros and cons. I love them both equally.
Yeah, okay, so go ahead.
I will say that my love for Pittsburgh has grown to be equal to that of Detroit. And they both have their differences. Like the landscape of Pittsburgh is beautiful to be able to see the city from different vantage points and things like that. But the structure of Detroit streets and how they're laid out on the grid is, something that I appreciate too.
I can as well. Versus Pittsburgh's Pittsburgh streets aren't exactly
tricky.
Yeah, they're not exactly they're not exactly something to write home about. But you gave a very, very politically correct answer, and you still have love. You still have love for both places. I spent a little bit of time in Detroit, and I felt a lot of similarities in Detroit to Pittsburgh. So, so that's cool, man. So, all right. So, thank you so much for coming out with us tonight. Everybody wants to go there. We can go. We got the Pittsburgh Artist Registry. You can find out Deavron's info there. But the Instagram is the way to go to find out. Look at this work. It is fantastic. Get some for yourself or commission this man. There need to be more murals in the city of Pittsburgh, and this is the man to do it. Deavron, thanks so much for spending some time with us here tonight. And if you got anything coming up in the future, please let us know. We'd love to have you back on the show.
I sure will. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. All right, fantastic. So now is a good time. Seriously, check out Deavron's stuff. Now is a perfect time for you in the audience to vote. Vote A. Pepper just gave me a thumbs up. A. Before we bring out our last guest, real quick, check in. Dave Mansueto, how is the voting going for the in-show poll? Okay.
Man, I really made the Benson downer, man. I'm feeling very, very self-conscious.
All right, so
about
Roger
that.
Humphreys is pulled ahead. of George Benson. Okay, so I think our next guest might be able to swing this vote one way or another. She is my guru of jazz music in Pittsburgh. She is also the president and CEO of the August Wilson Center for African American Culture, right here in downtown Pittsburgh, doing fantastic work. Here with us tonight, we are thrilled to have her, Janis Burley Wilson.
Hi.
Hey, Janis, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to see your face and hear your voice. You know, you're one of my favorite people.
No, you are my favorite person. This is if that is the case, you don't know enough people about me. But Mutual Admiration Society. Thank you. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thanks for asking me. And I'm home alone. Well, not alone.
Right.
Full of people. So you might hear some noise in the background. I heard Pepper in the background.
Yeah,
and you might hear Thomas.
You're gonna hear Pepper again. I'm positive about that. So like this is kid friendly. If you were watching earlier in the show, Kate Romane was on, and her dog is like a bulldog, and it was literally snoring on camera, and it sounded like a growl. It sounded like her.
So funny.
So yeah. So like this is no holds barred. This is a little bit.
Excellent.
This is a pandemic friendly show. So speaking of pandemic, all right. So August Wilson Center, much larger than most other organizations that we've had on here talking about this stuff. You guys shifted, and I know we were on a couple of Zoom calls when everybody was talking about what they were doing. And when you spoke on that call, I was like, wow, I would love to have Janis on this show to talk about this just to say exactly what you just said, because you kind of pinpointed it and why you guys are doing what you're doing at the August Wilson Center. So I was wondering if you'd share that with us.
Well, we shut down like everybody else in March, but actually we open tomorrow. We have a gallery exhibit that opens tomorrow with an artist named Dominic Chambers.
Dave?
And will actually be open. It'll be really kind of weird to have people walking around in the building because it's just been, us one at a time. But we're doing a lot of programming online like everybody else and being really careful about what we present, because I think a lot of people just did this knee-jerk reaction, like, "Oh no, we're closed. We better just get on there and say anything." And we, in this moment, and with everything that's going on with COVID-19, and then racial disparities on everyone's minds, and it's always on our mind. I mean, that's our programming address concerns all the time. That we wanted to be really careful and really thoughtful about what we put out. So. We've developed a few series that have been really well received with people. There's Dominic Chambers, the card to promote it, just had some really great speakers on, like Nelson George, who I think is fascinating. Vanessa German came on and she talked a little bit about what she's doing and how she's dealing with everything that's going on in the world around us. And it's been really, really good. We had our jazz festival. You're speaking about jazz. We had our jazz festival online. It was the first of all of the larger jazz festivals online, and that went really well. We had like 50,000 people from around the globe viewing.
Yeah, you're the reason, and this is coming up.
Yeah, and then we have the Highmark Blues and Heritage Festival coming up in October on the 3rd, and we have Rhiannon Giddens, Toshi Reagan, the New Breed Brass Band, Chuck Brown's all-star band. I don't know if you know about go-go music, but Chuck Brown is like the king of go-go. He passed away, unfortunately, but his band is still going strong. So I'm actually headed to Washington, D.C. to film them. Well, not me, but I'm working with Ime Alaquiva, who's
Love Ime's been on the show a couple of times.
Yeah, he's great. So he's going to be filming their performance, and so I'll get to hear Chuck Brown's band live, at Union State. Isn't that exciting, right?
That's fantastic.
Yes, we have a lot going on.
That's amazing. That's one of the other things, because I mean, you kind of waited, you curated what you were going to do, and that's what I have like a lot of respect for, because so many people just kind of just threw stuff out there. And I say that because we're kind of guilty of it with this show. We were trying to figure out what we were doing. We kind of came out and did this show like the day that the pandemic kind of started.
Yeah, but I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. I just think that there's so many things we could have done. I just didn't want to do anything, Where did he go?
I'm here.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, my, all by myself?
No, it's okay. They bring you back. It's for dramatic effect. Dave Mansueto's directing the show. It's just like, this is all you. You're going to say something. You're going to say something important, and then we're gonna bring you out there right now. Also, the August Wilson Center. It has some. You have a big night tomorrow because the City Theater, right? Is that?
Oh yeah, Morris Jackson at the drive-in. Yeah, so we've partnered with a couple different organizations. We partnered with the City Theater as a number of other organizations did. And so we'll have Morris Jackson at the drive-in, which is, I'm older than you. So I don't know exactly how old you are, but we used to go to the drive-in all the time. Like, the parents would load us up into the car and we would go to the drive-in. We would duck down. They put something over our head, like put a blanket over so that they didn't have to pay for us, right? And then you pop up and you have your food and you enjoy the movie. So this is fun. So we're gonna have Morris Jackson at the drive-in. On Monday, we had live music at the Pittsburgh Ballet Theater's parking lot. We had a stage, and Javon Rushton and Howie Alexander, Anita Levels, and Claude Flowers performed. It was a jazz performance, so that was great. It was just great to be outside and to hear some live music. And so we did that on Monday with the Pittsburgh Ballet Theater. But just being really careful so that what we put out, I think that we have a responsibility, especially for our mission, what we do, being an African-American cultural center. In this moment in time, we have to be really careful about what we present. And we don't want to present anything that is, whatever we do, we want it to be uplifting and educational and to amplify the voices of the artists that we present and that we represent. So just really being very careful.
Oh, and I mean, it shows. I mean, plus you guys have a pretty high, like your brand is kind of impeccable right now.
We're trying.
You've got it there, right? Especially, I mean, no offense to anything else, but especially since you took over things over there, there was a seismic shift. There was a seismic shift at the August Wilson Center in a positive way. So, I mean, it's nationally recognized for a reason.
Well, I have a wonderful team. I really do. And can I say their names?
Please, gosh, why are we here?
Okay, so I just want to shout out to Tanya Johnson, Molly Feng, Janae Hoy, Amanda Wilson, Sydney Nunn, Caitlin Carey, Catherine Butler, CC Calhoun, Savannah Edmonds. Going around the other.
I was gonna say, all right, this is like you may have painted yourself in a corner here. Go on, sorry.
Shane Richardson. I think I got everybody.
I may have talked over the person you mentioned before, Shane Richardson. I don't know if I want to put you back in order here, but
yeah, Shane Richardson. Okay. Yeah, so he was my last guy, but we have a really, really great team, and I couldn't do anything that I'm doing without the dynamic people that are there. A very small team, and they work really hard. They do a couple different jobs. Everybody has multiple roles. Like I'm the president, and I'm the artistic director. Oh, and Kalila Luckett, who curated the Dominic Chambers show. Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah, so we have a really tight group. Oh, and Jessica Lene, who is our literary curator, who hosts the Lit Fridays series.
Right. Yeah. So, question for the Lit Friday series is still going on.
Yeah, we're going to continue, right. And that's the thing. Just like what you're doing now. Even when we all get a vaccine and we're feeling great and we can go outside without a mask, some things need to continue. Like you need to continue this series. Like we need to continue Lit Fridays. With our festivals, we're going to continue to have a virtual element of the festival because we reached so many people. We had people watching our festival in Istanbul and Austria and the Netherlands and France and India, so we have to do that again.
You're building on it. I mean,
we're building on it. Yeah.
And that's the other thing. We've Pete Spinda does Patonkatonk and a bunch of other music festivals here, and he's always sending us feeds of different music festivals going on around the world right now, which I never would have seen before that. That's just kind of like the lemonade aspect of what we're doing here.
Right. That's the silver lining, is that you can reach a lot of people and you can work with a lot of people that you might not necessarily have been able to work with. Like, for example, with this festival, Rhiannon Giddens is in Ireland right now. Diva Mahal who's Taj Mahal's daughter. She's in New Zealand. Okay. Newbury Brass Band is in New Orleans. Christone Kingfish Ingram is in Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Who's amazing, by the way.
Oh my gosh, I know.
He's so good.
We book him every opportunity.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him a couple of times.
Right.
Like, in person.
And we're so proud of being able to bring artists to Pittsburgh that might not have been here otherwise. Like Chris Stone, I think he was when we presented him, he was 19.
Mm-hmm. I would not have known about him if it wasn't for you guys.
Yeah, he's like 21 now. He's a grown man.
He's
now.
legal.
Yeah, we can have a drink. Yeah. So it's been a real learning experience, because it's not like we don't have an IT person. You know, we're just like making this stuff up and crossing our fingers and hoping that it works. That's why I got really nervous when I just saw myself and I was like, oh my gosh, where'd Patrick go?
Well, normally Dave will give like he has a lowdown that he tells people pre-show, but I know you were busy at the top of the show, but for the tech check-in. So normally Dave will set you down. Dave is our guru. Dave is the tech person that makes this show run.
Okay, just so you know. Hats off to Dave.
See, we could talk about the people that are making this show run, but you rattled off like 10 or 15 people. It's just Dave, Pete, and I.
Yeah.
But so
we have a small group too.
So a question for you though is about the future. Just in planning, I know you guys are a giant organization. Are you guys is there a rough estimate of a date that you guys are thinking about bringing? So hold on a second. Pepper's.
Hey, Pepper. Hey, Pep. Hey, yo, Pep.
She literally just kind of came through and just shouted her name and gave a wave. Are they supposed to do that at 2? Anyway.
You just wait. You got a lot more to go. She's just getting started.
But she's going wild right now. So this is fun. Eventually, we've done like in almost 90 episodes of the show here so far. She hasn't been on the show live yet. We've just heard her a lot. So maybe on the 100th episode, if we're still doing it, we'll bring her out. But speaking of like the future, like I said, here's my fantastic host segue. When is there a date that you guys are planning on? Do you like to set up for this thing?
I can't give you a date. I can't give you a date because we are. We're not playing around with the mask thing. You cannot come in unless you have a mask, and we've got handy wipes and hand sanitizer everywhere. We're changing out the sinks, touchless, everything. So that said, if it isn't safe, we're not doing it. Right. We're opening up the galleries. We're going to see how that works. You can number of people.
You're going to stagger the amount of people that come in?
Well, it's not like we have mad throngs of people lined up around the building anyway, but we're only letting, I think it's like 10. There's a maximum of 25 people in the space at any given time. So we'll have gallery attendants that will tell you, yeah, you can come in, or no, you can't come in. There are spots on the floor to make sure everybody is distancing and all of that. Our hours are limited. We used to be open Wednesday through Sunday. We're going to be open Thursday through Sunday, but short increments. So not all day long, like 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It'll be like 3 to 7, that kind of thing.
I just think it's great that you guys are opening the doors, though, even for a little thing.
Well,
it's
we're going to try.
No,
we're going to try. But this is all this is an evolving situation.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with you.
We might find out next week this isn't a good idea and have to close the doors, or have to maybe open up every other day. We don't know, but we are giving ourselves the permission to do it, figure it out as we go along. But as far as concerts in the theater with 500 people, we're not planning on anything like that until late spring 2021.
Right. Yeah. That was basically my assessment in March, April. I was just like, we just kind of like cleared the deck and had to. It's just, plus the fact that my theater's tiny.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
Like 5 people in there.
Yeah, like that's with the social distancing. I've got 5 people, but then when you put the cast in, now I got 2 people. So the tickets are going to be real expensive.
Right. So like the concert that we did on Monday, at the Pittsburgh Valley Theater parking lot, we were only allowed to have 50 people, including the band on stage.
Oh wow!
So
it was outdoors.
And it was outdoors, but that in mind, it was wonderful. But is it worth it to invest because, you know, we give these art experiences away for free, but it isn't free to present them.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. That's
You
the
know,
key.
and we're committed to paying artists. We don't ask people to do things or volunteer or, you know, for exposure. We don't do that. You know, we pay everybody if we can, you know, because it's, you know, I just believe in that. You know, I don't ask anybody to fix my car for free. I'm not going to ask anybody to do a monologue for free.
I thank you. I wish there were more people like you.
You know, I believe that. So it doesn't make sense for us to do a lot of the things that we would normally do for really, really small groups. So we just won't. What did she say? All I heard was Pepper.
She said she's going to get my dress. I'm going to get my dress, Pepper. Yeah, Pepper's going to get her dress. And then walked around there because, okay, so the pandemic, I've like, you know, in lieu of friends for her to play with, I'm buying her costumes. So,
well, you know, hey, this is my trick because I have two girls, 22 and 21. And I used to go to the Halloween store and buy all the costumes after Halloween, right? And then you had a chest and you put all those costumes in there, and that's what they would, you know. I had my one daughter, she would dress up as Clifford the Big Red Dog, and she like wear that all the time, like grocery store. It's like, come on, Clifford. Yeah.
We're rocking Belle right now. We're big on Belle from Beauty and the Beast dressed. We've got some Frozen characters. We've got lots of dresses right now. We're going through a dress phase. And then other than that, when I dress her, she's like wearing black t-shirts and Eileen gets pissed at me. That's basically what happens. And apparently there's some Photoshop work from the boys in the booth to put that on there just to show how we dress up. Anyway, Janis, I know you got a lot to do. You're busy. Thank you so much for coming on the show here tonight. And,
well, thank you for having me.
If we get closer to the Blues Festival, we'd love to have you back on to just talk about nothing but that. Okay,
yeah, I would love to. I'd love to.
Well, thank you for everything that you're doing at the August Wilson Center and just in Pittsburgh in general. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for being here tonight, Janis. Oh, Janis, I forgot. Bring Janis back. I forgot. Janis.
Yeah.
Where do you fall in the vote? We had an in-show vote. We had like a Pittsburgh jazz vote in honor of you being on the show tonight.
Oh, that was so sweet. I saw Roger and George.
Correct.
Right? I'm sorry. I have to go for Roger. I mean, I love George Benson, but I know Roger, and Roger he's incredible, and he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know? He's still a nice guy, as talented as he is. Plus, he promised me drum lessons once I get up the nerve to do it, to follow through. I got a bass guitar.
Okay. All right.
I have a light blue bass guitar.
So of course
I'm going Dolphin to teach me how to play the bass, and then get Roger Humphreys to teach me how to play the drums.
You got to tape this. Get email on this.
No, nobody needs to see this yet.
Oh no! Someone needs to see that. I need to see that. That's epic, man. That would be. You got to do that. You got to move on that.
Well, okay.
I mean, in person would be great, but right now, you know, with COVID, you could just do it right now in your living room. You already got the bass.
Let me get good first. I've only had 3 lessons.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't want to hear it. But I did teach myself a little bum 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 bum, and you know, in honor of the Blues Fest.
I like that. That's fantastic. The only thing I ever picked up was like the Smoke on the Water, that dun 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 dun.
Okay.
That was the only thing that I've ever been able to. I picked it up for literally 15 minutes. That's what it was.
I'm gonna try that one next.
Work on that, and then the opening. I don't know anything else. That's all I got. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Janis. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but we went with the vote. You got the vote, folks. So get that going there. Janis Burley Wilson, thank you so much. And check out the website, AACCAWC.org. Thanks, Janis. Well, folks, I told you it was going to be an action-packed show tonight, and we got it in there. Now's the time that we should probably announce the winner of the show, of the in-show poll, and also have another overnight poll, which also has another iconic jazz member from the Pittsburgh community in there. Dave, take it away.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey. What's up, Pete?
How's it going?
What's up? Gary Busey's little brother.
She's amazing.
Janis?
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's
incredible.
the best. She's the best.
I want to hang out with her. Like I need to
she
hang out
is,
with her.
she's the best.
Not
And-
only is she like on point with sorry, I'm not meaning to interrupt, but like not only is she I had a lot of feelings during that conversation you had with her. Like I feel like she's on point with everything. Like how do you roll out and present properly? We may or may not have. I mean, you were right about going into that, but I think like, you know, it's really important right now for a lot of our arts organizations to really decide how we continue, you know, like everyone's struggling. It's a really messed up time. We could all jump and do the drive-in thing, which I think is an amazing idea. But
awesome.
like if we all did the same thing, you know, it would just,
we'd be screwing up the carbon footprint.
right.
That was a horrible thing to say. But yeah, when you were talking about she gave you feelings, I thought it was just because she's like one of the more beautiful people we've had on the show.
Well, she is amazing. Yeah, beautiful. But like, I'm more just saying, like, I get excited like when I hear about people who have like innovative and interesting ideas and are passionate about what they're doing, and you know, or thoughtful about the art and the integrity of the artist they're presenting. You know, so I don't know. I just got really excited when she was talking, and like I've had a lot of ideas about like how the hell do we move forward with COVID. So sorry,
Don't apologize. I mean, like seriously, if anyone needs to have someone wax their car, it's Janis. What she's done with the August Wilson Center, even pre-COVID, has been just undeniable. It's amazing. She's a force.
Yeah, absolutely. But in you know, they're handling it well. Like, you know, I'm just like impressed by their tact, you know, like the way they're approaching it. I mean, Pittsburgh's kind of been blowing me away about the creativity that's coming out of the different arts organizations, and the way, you know, like Attack Theater rolled out their online programming, and you know, the City Theater's now doing the programming in Hazelwood, and then you've got the Rivers of Steel like doing the whole Carried Furnace
movies, and different projects out there.
But they've got the art installations going,
Right.
the light installations going on now. It's like that. It's amazing. Like I'm really inspired and like excited. Like, and now I'm like, what's
What
next?
are we gonna do? Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do? Like,
You're doing Alone Together Pittsburgh, baby.
that's not all I'm doing.
I don't want to know what you're doing right now, Pete.
It's one of like 7 projects I got.
But let me ask you a question, Pete. The
Yeah, what's up?
in-show poll. How would you vote?
What is it? Bat Patrick versus who?
You're like 3 weeks ago right now, buddy.
Oh, that was last night. I'm sorry.
That was 2 nights ago.
Oh man. I mean, I've seen Roger Humphreys play a few times. So I would probably go that route.
Okay. All right. So Dave, let's call it. I believe that makes that leads it to Roger Humphreys.
It's over. Roger Humphreys 56%. George Benson 44%. Bye.
All right. Bye. Okay. So here's the big thing.
Does that mean Dave mic dropped and he's out? He's
Dave mic drop, but we still have another poll to go. We have the eh25.com big Jagoff overnight poll.
I'm done.
Dave, give it to me, please.
Fine.
Come on, let the people know.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, do you want to roll that cool clip or no? I got the clip, Patrick. What do you think?
Of Lloyd? Yeah, you might as well.
All right, let me turn the stupid music off.
We're bringing back Lloyd. He won before, and here's how we do it.
We'll see that clip just to tease it out. Here it is, baby.
Stretched by Dave Weathers. Kendall bounces this one up the middle. Shortstop, nice pick. Hernandez throws on to first and just does get Kendall. He doesn't agree with that call. And Tommy Sant gets between him and the first base umpire, and out comes Lloyd McClendon again. Jose Hernandez moving far to his left, behind second, and now Lloyd McClendon has been tossed, and McClendon turns and fires his baseball cap. Well, the first base umpire has McClendon steamed. He turned and whipped his cap towards second base. It's still sitting on the grass. And now McClendon walks back. He's going to pick up first base a la Lou Piniella. And he's walking away with the first base bag. But this time he doesn't turn and throw it, at least not yet. McClendon walking with the first base bag underneath his left arm. He just now has crossed the third baseline, and I guess he's just going to walk off with it. To the delight of this crowd, McClendon marches down the dugout steps with first base and now whips it toward the runway. And he'll hand the lineup card to Bill Verdon. We can't continue this game without a first base bag, and now a member of the grounds crew will take another bag and jog toward first base and put it back in there. First base umpire, Rick Reed, arms crossed, watching the whole proceedings about 15 feet from behind first. Quite a display from Lloyd McClendon. He is ejected.
That was like when you go over to like a family member's house and they're like, hey, let's watch the TV. Like you just get there and then let's watch TV. And then 5 hours later, you're sitting on the couch like, what the heck is going on?
Lloyd McClendon stole first base. Like he took it, and then hats off to the ball boy for throwing his hat on that base afterwards for dramatic effect, just to let it know that it was like putting it in there. And poor Bill Verdon didn't know what the hell was going on. Great player in his own right. But that was an iconic Pittsburgh sports moment, folks. That's right. Makes you want to dance a little bit. Get down with that a little bit. So, but it's not just Lloyd McClendon tonight. He's going up against someone else. Lloyd McClendon has won a couple of rounds to get there. This is to get into the big jag-off poll. Hey, Dave.
Wait, you hear the music too, or is it just me?
No, I don't hear any music.
Pete, what's
I don't hear any music.
It's color. It's excitement. It's exciting, inspiring music. Lloyd McClendon versus the man, Billy Strayhorn. These jazzers from Pittsburgh. Man, Pittsburgh Jazz Institute. Amazing history. Billy Strayhorn, pianist, versus Lloyd McClendon. Can the sportsman battle the jazzmen? What's going to happen overnight? That's togetherpgh.com/vote. Come on, people. Make it hurt.
Let's be real. Billy Strayhorn is one of the biggest names to come out of Pittsburgh. So this is what it is. This is not against Billy Strayhorn versus Lloyd McClendon. This is the man, Billy Strayhorn, versus Lloyd McClendon stealing first base. The act of stealing first base. Lloyd McClendon has won some big upsets along the way here. Billy Strayhorn, this is a big one. So the vote is overnight. It is live right now. If you go to togetherpgh.com/vote, you can make that happen. It is a tough choice. But remember, the winner of this goes on against some serious competition. There are no more losers. Everyone will have won at least 2 rounds. So get it in there. The Engine House 25, EH25.com Jag-Off poll is live and in effect. Pete, so
I hope it's live.
It is live. So things are going on. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's lots of news. The news cycles are hitting like crazy. But we can talk about some of that tomorrow night, because tomorrow night we've got some regular contributors coming back. We've got Dave Bracey coming back. We've got Natalie Bensavenga's got our 5 minutes with coming back again. And Dave, do we have anybody else lined up?
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's going to be here tomorrow.
Okay, so
we got nothing. We got surprise guests, though, I think.
We have got some fantastic surprise guests. You never know who's going to show up. Tonight was a spree of surprise guests.
We stacked the deck tonight. It was bursting at the seams.
And it was magical. We didn't even let you know who was coming at the top of the show. It just rolled out at you. So that's all. Pete, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, we could get into. I'm starting a deck project tomorrow.
No, not so much about decks. I think we should save that for the shows on Tuesdays.
Okay, so I'm doing it.
Save the deck talk for Tuesdays.
I'm going to be making some modifications to my van.
Okay, good. Your van. That's fantastic. That is a Monday show. That is a Monday show talk. We're going to talk your van on Monday, and
my
Tuesday
garden's really
we're going to talk about your garden.
Tomatoes,
all right, so that's good. So okay, folks. Be sure to tune in and remember a couple of things. There are a few things now. A lot of people are talking a lot because The Princess Bride had a reunion reading of the script. Josh Gad put it together, but there was one piece of The Princess Bride that jumped out at me with the era that we're living in. Dave,
were you wearing a mask? Were you going to acid or something like that?
Oh no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
They knew.
And we
Rip
were ahead of the
Andre.
curve on that one. CNN had that, but we were there months ago. So stick with us. You'll live in the future.
Have you seen the Andre the Giant documentary?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
really good. I
It's
really
fantastic.
enjoyed that.
Local guy produced it.
Oh, really?
So yeah. One more thing. Dave, did CNN have Liam Neeson?
Forgive me if I don't shake hands.
Or my Doc Holliday? That was my big one. That's me.
Wear a mask.
Cuts the visibility.
I already know what you look like.
So we find all these things in magical way, but the one thing that drives us all home is Sally Wiggin.
When I walk out and there's someone without a mask and they come too close to me, I'm just racked with fear, and then I want to punch them in the face.
You don't want to disappoint Sally. Wear your masks. There's nothing to it. Kate, let me ask you a question, Kate Romane. You're on mute, aren't you? So we just have like,
Sorry. Hi.
we just had like a senior moment. It was like, oh, hey, honey, how you doing? We just had no idea. Is Snack still sleeping, or is he like up?
He
now?
just woke up. He just woke up.
Of course.
He just
Snacks
ate
is-
a snack.
No shit.
What did he have?
Doesn't
Oh my
matter.
god, he had. Oh shit, where is it? It's called biscuit.
Tea?
The cookies. It's made into a.
Biscuit tea? Is that what he had? Biscuit tea? That dog.
Do you ever make him gourmet snacks, Kate?
I mean, sometimes, yeah. He does.
Well, I mean, not that gourmet if he just found out tonight that like there's a thing called biscuit tea. I thought for sure Kate would know about that. I thought Snacks would have learned about that early on, but what the hell do I know?
This biscuit. Biscuit.
Oh gosh. Oh, so it's not. Oh, biscuit. Those that's European.
Yeah, but it's a paste.
Yeah, it's not for
Get on the
dogs.
airplane.
It's not for dogs.
No,
No, it's like no, just letting you know that's
any
a big,
creature,
it's a big
Patrick.
thing.
everybody loves that stuff.
Oh,
Look at it. Yeah,
I know I do.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It is delicious. I ran
What
out
is it
of
exactly?
Sauvignon Blanc.
What is it exactly?
Go on.
The
Go
whiskey
on.
wash.
Go on. Talk to Pete wants to know about what
What's
Snacks'
Scoffers?
treats are.
Sometimes, so at the beginning of COVID, we were like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, we should totally make Snacks by Snacks, a dog food company. I don't know. He eats peas and rice, and it's a mess. It's a mess.
Oh, so
Like
you would
after the fact?
you would only put forward things that he actually ate. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
want to do anything. So you realized you were going to put this food line out, Snacks by Snacks, when you realized he only ate peas and rice, and he is a muscle of a dog. He has like a tiny little skeleton and a giant muscle. Like he's just one big bicep.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a big guy. No, he eats more. He'll eat anything. He's like a vacuum cleaner. He'll just eat everything. But I mean, it had to be like Snacks approved.
Oh,
Dog food.
so he'll
We're
eat
still
anything.
working that one out.
That's good. Hey,
Don't let him right now.
hey, Admiral, what do you think about that?
With the dog food thing. I love it.
Yeah, that thing too.
I love
You
dogs.
like how I
love
looked at
dog
Dave
food.
like I was looking at him?
I
That
love
was
dog.
good.
I think,
It was like
I
the
think
Brady Bunch.
dog food always smells great. Dog food, it's like it smells like you always go, I could, if things get weird, they get tough. I'll eat that.
So as if you're just viewing the show right now, the show actually ended when Janis left. So we're just having some fun right now. But if you still want to kick in a couple of bucks to our Venmo, go to Together PGH. And,
She's like, how far would Dave take this dog food thing? Like,
oh
that's
no,
what I
I'm not
know.
done.
Like,
We're going back to it. I was going to ask everyone here: is a dog owner now or was a previous dog owner? So did you ever try your dog's food? Not the stuff that you make
For
like
me?
from the
Not I don't like dog food. They have dogs. Oh, this is a PSA here. If you read stuff like bone meal in the ingredients,
it's
might
beaver anus.
It's not beaver anus. It's maybe euthanized animals.
Isn't that Jello?
Oh,
Isn't
stop.
beaver anus Jello?
Really?
What is beaver anus?
Beaver anus is like raspberry flavor, vanilla flavor. It's called castorium, and it's made from beaver anus gland, and they don't have to kill the beaver to extract the castorium. That's the thing. There's like farms where like
Everything just changed.
they wine them, they dine them, and then they juice them. That's the way it works with the beaver
I
anus.
can't go back. Are you
Kate's
kidding
been
me?
using castorium in her food for years.
Yeah, anytime you get like one of
It's
those
like the new
LaCroix,
MSG.
If you get a LaCroix and it says natural flavors, it's natural, but it's also beaver anus.
Natural
Just so you know.
beaver.
This is all true. This is all true. I've vetted this.
Crushing me right now.
No, I've had this conversation several times with
Natural
Dave.
flavors. It's beaver.
Wait.
It's fine. It tastes great. It does.
But as a PSA to everyone at home right now, you can't just go up and grab a beaver and scoop its anus and try to put it in your water and make it LaCroix. That's not how this works.
You got to demand that they extracted it and that the beaver lived to tell the tale. Okay, that's what you got to demand. We're stepping it up. Where is this cow from? Where is this chicken from? Did this beaver
Beavers.
survive the extraction of the castorium LaCroix? That's what we want to know, LaCroix. Thank you for your
Is it
coconut
LaCroix
flavor.
or is it LaCroix? Does anyone know?
LaCroix.
Crocs.
Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my little PSA. Dog food, delicious. Same thing. Don't feed your dog euthanized animals. Look for bone meal. Look for anytime it's like meat meal or anything like that. You don't want it. Not
I have
good for the
a
dog.
question. How is anyone still watching the show right now? We still have a few people that are in
I
the queue
think I
right now.
watched the ticker go down as I was talking.
He was
I'm
like,
having more fun just
"Beaver."
listening to Dave talk about beaver anus.
Okay,
can't
Pete.
go
That's
back,
that's
really.
your thing. No, this is the first time you're hearing about this?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I've never heard about beaver anus. I know that. Don't even. I don't
Kate,
know.
You've never heard about beaver anus?
Because they got to spray. They attract other animals. It's got to smell good. You know how like dogs spray? Same thing with beavers. They spray. And it can't be stinky. It's got to smell good, like sort of exciting. That's how you know it's going to be good. Sexy beaver extract.
There's so many things to say right here.
Pete, do me a favor. Could you do a quick Google search on items that have that in it right now?
Dave already knows. He hasn't memorized.
No, he just said LaCroix. Crocs.
Oh, we looked at it before. It was
Oh, you did.
we did. We talked about it. Castorium. Beaver anus.
It's not in
It's
stock.
perfumes. It's a lot of food and perfumes.
Vanilla flavored, raspberry flavored, coconut flavored. Anytime it says natural flavor, you at home, all 6 of you, get that LaCroix, get that bubble soda, whatever, all of them.
Can't
Look
believe
on
it's
the
still a
thing.
6.
Does it say natural flavors
It's
anywhere?
with natural essences.
Essence of beaver.
Oh wow.
They just wave it in front of the beaver anus. Essence.
Well, I tell you what.
They got a bunch of beavers
I'm
sitting,
hungry.
eating potato chips, sweeten up that castorium, just hanging.
I've got jokes, but I think I'm just gonna. And hey, if you've ever wanted to sponsor this show, now's a great time. Hit us up. We're looking for new sponsors. We'll talk
put
to
you on our new Castorium segment.
We'll talk to you about a Castorium segment. I'll give a couple bucks to the show. Also, if you want to advertise with us, please let us know. There's a website that you can go to. Everybody's down. Everybody gets it. Okay, so check this out. Carl Kurlander would be very, very happy that we ran a clip of his. Okay, so Jean-Claude Van Damme on Instagram was drinking from a coffee cup, and on that coffee cup was the dancing Jean-Claude Van Damme from that clip that you just showed. Does the beaver smoke a cigarette after castorium extraction?
That's the real question here. I feel like that sums up the whole show right now.
Well, you know, Madeline Greco last night knows Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'm just saying.
Do you think he partakes in castorium?
How do you think he got so big?
I think we're going to find. I'm excited about doing more research on this castorium thing.
Well, that's good. Well, we'll report back. Hey, for the handful of people that stuck around to watch our post-show babble, we just didn't run the credits. The show's over. I feel like Matthew Broderick at the end of the Ferris Bueller when he comes out at the credits, like, go home. It's over.
Castoreum is known to enhance raspberry and strawberry flavorings. So I feel like a lot of those raspberry and strawberry, jellies and jams.
Jams.
So
COVID boredom. Okay, I tell you what. Anybody want to come on the show? If you have any information about this, let us know if you have some beaver. What's it called? Castoreum.
Castoreum. I feel like Dave is the beaver anus expert.
Well, he's got the beard. Dave, could you pucker for me real quick, and we'll zoom in. Man, I hope of the handful of people that are still watching, they're not my parents.
I like that you're drinking that.
Because they're drinking a strawberry LaCroix right now, being like,
I wish it was strawberry LaCroix. I'm drinking like bourbon out of this wine glass because I couldn't get back up. What are you drinking, Dave?
Topo Chico, no Castoreum. And I'm missing it. I'm missing out. Boring water. Topo Chico, big bubbles. Love the bubbles.
Okay, what I want to know is, and this is serious. This is a serious question about Castoreum or anything else. Who figured that out?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Who thought that we could extract something from this beaver's anus and we can make it, and that's how we can make this flavor? Who figured that out? Who like perfume
flavor scientists?
It sounds like that could be the next Bare Bones play. No?
Have you ever been to a Bare Bones club?
As long as there's a penis involved.
Hey, there was only a penis in like half the shows. Hey, there was no penis in Rules of Seconds that you were in, or American Falls. Actually, you know what? There's only penis in like five of the plays, maybe 6, 7. If you count the number of penises, Take Me Out kind of skews it because there's like 10 in that one, so that kind of throws the average off. But that was just one play. I think there's only 4 plays with nudity, but we got this kind of stigma, Bare Bones Productions, about naked plays. I think there was only 4, maybe 5 plays with nudity, and that one play with you and your G-string, Dave, but that was it. I think. Dana in fishnets and you in a leopard print G-string. That picture's going to show up eventually. I got to find it. It's out there. It's a hell of a photo. It's the highlight of my career. Anyway,
Patrick, I felt like I was a kid in good gloves. I was a glove and I was my hands, your hands were good. I was in good. I was putty in your hands is what happens. I was happy putty. I was very happy. I was satisfied as a puttyman.
Well,
in that production, you directed that. I appreciated that. I was in vulnerable position. I had G-string on. And we were performing. It was less than whatever. It was great.
You come in before every show and motivate you.
Listen to me. He was
slap me around a little bit.
He was so uncomfortable that he stayed in the G-string, got in line for a drink, and who was standing behind him? George fucking Romero.
I wish I knew who he was at the time.
I was watching it from a distance. I was like, oh my God, George Romero is looking kind of crazy behind Dave, waiting in line for like a Red Bull and vodka, something at whatever was free at Hot House that year. It was pretty great. Like tall ass George Romero with his glasses, rest his soul, right behind Dave. And he just kept being like, just kept looking at Dave's ass and then like looking away, and then like it was like a tractor beam. He couldn't stop, just glancing and then forgetting and looking away, and then he got his Red Bull and vodka, and we never, he didn't come back for the second showing.
That'd be my wish post-COVID. Maybe we could re-up that one. I want to dust off the old proverbial G-string. You know what I mean?
I think you know what, Dave, you might be in better shape now than you were 10, 15 years ago when we did that.
And I've aged into the role, I think. Now I'm really a middle-aged man. I'm ready to do that.
Well, I see one other... Okay, did I ever say this to you guys? So in this show, it was called Camp Out. Jason Planitzer wrote this play. It's a 10-minute play. It's very good. It's about a camp counselor, like a Cub Scout leader, who's using being a Cub Scout leader as his work release program from prison. And he has just gotten out of prison. He's taken his Cub Scouts camping and has a prostitute come visit him at his tent. And that's basically the premise. There's a lot of sight gags in this, which is why it worked in like a festival setting. So there was the prostitute has thigh highs, wigs, and all this stuff. There's like a giant dildo at one point. There's like there's lots of tequila. There's a little Cub Scout that comes out that shows up drunk. It's a funny little skit, right? I was driving about 2 days after this event, and I got pulled over, and all of that shit was in my trunk. God. A Cub Scout leader uniform, a Cub Scout uniform, a blonde wig, thigh highs, stiletto heel boot, like rubber boots, a giant dildo, 2 half-drunk bottles of tequila, and handcuffs were in the trunk of my car.
But no little boys.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I tell you what.
Typical day.
I'm just going to bring that back up, Dave. That's good. I looked good in the 70s, didn't I?
You did.
Look at that cardigan. Speaking of Fred Rogers, look at that thing.
You didn't think of buttoning it up? Like
I didn't want to button it up. I was getting crazy. Like I had a say in the matter. David Fincher directed the goddamn thing. I couldn't have a say in buttoning the thing. That is a still grab from a television show that you can watch on Netflix called Mindhunter. And this is the only moment of levity that you'll see. Actually, you go back to our show from last week. Holt McCallany, the star of Mindhunter, and 2 other stars from Mindhunter showed up. Check it out. Kate, are you like doing a thing?
I was just
seeing.
I'm just swaying.
That's great. So you're just drinking Corona, no bourbon?
I just ran out of bourbon.
You ran out?
It's downstairs, and I'm kind of like in a. No, I'm back to drinking that skunk. Oh, come on, man.
What kind of bourbon are you drinking? Before we wrap this up, we should wrap this up so people don't think it's actually a 2-hour-long show and it's only an hour long.
Roll these credits so I can get a beer.
I was thinking Dave was going to sing a sea shanty because Kate was swaying and I was swaying.
Oh, okay.
Kate.
Okay. Everybody, wait, hold on. Ready?
We're going to go the same way.
Dave, sing us home.
Where's the fun, the eyes and faces, he'll find the fool. The sail must rain in all found places, waves and the feeling go. Hail away, I'm a slave, it's a make of me. I'm away, I'm a saint, I go. I'm saying our faces going away to go.
I tell you what,
that was amazing.
At least 3 seconds. At least 3 seconds of that, we were on point. Then for about 20 seconds, Dave was the only one that was off, and then it just went to shit. Well, hey, if you're the handful of people that are still watching this nonsense, actually, we have more people watching now than we did 5 minutes ago.
Dave's shanty.
I don't know how this turned around. So our viewing audience right now, there's about 10 of you out there. You like train wrecks, huh? So that's good. If you got something to say, chime in on the credits here. Chime in on the word here. We will answer any question you have. Any question that comes in. The next 3 questions, 1 question, whatever comes up in the next 3 minutes, we will go. It is for you. Nothing is off the table. You can ask any question. No one's going to ask anything, Kate.
Patrick's going to answer any question.
I'll answer any question you got. Go ahead. All right, so we're going to let that go. There's a little thing there. Dave's probably typing with one of his aliases right now a question about, like, what did you just open, Kate?
No, Dave's looking up more sea shanties to sing.
Where'd you get? Did someone bring that to you?
Yes.
It took me 15 minutes to do that.
Nice.
That's what I was doing. You see all my pushing and ATP, AMA.
Cheers, Kate. You want to cheers?
Oh, I got actual legitimate question for you, Kate. Kate, I got a legitimate question for you. What's your favorite restaurant?
Ooh. Wait. Who am I cheersing? Oh, Pat. This is so fun.
This is so fun, guys. Look at us figuring this shit out. Okay, so Tom came out. What's Kate's favorite restaurant?
Oh, so hard.
Like now or pre-COVID times?
Yeah, that's good. I miss Dinette.
I miss Dinette too. We went to Dinette a lot.
When did Dinette close?
Well, it was COVID.
It was COVID?
Yeah, they're not closed, but
they're
COVID closed.
They're going
underground till this thing's done. Okay.
I mean, a lot of places are underground.
Like Dinette, we would go to like almost once a week, if not more, with Pepper. You know what I mean? So we would take the kid. I mean, we would sit at the bar and like, I loved Dinette. It was always so like fresh was always the word that came up. I loved.
I've never been.
Oh, it was so fucking
so
good.
good.
I mean, pardon my
Great
language.
Great wine list.
Great wine list. And dude, you would dig this. I think there was like Yingling was like $1.50 a bottle or $1 a bottle.
I don't
or
drink
something.
Yingling.
Oh well, then you would have hated the.
They're fucking Trump
delicious
supporters. I don't drink that shit. I've been drinking it like 5 years, something like that.
That's right. I forgot.
Actually, it wasn't Yingling after the last couple of years. It was another beer.
I feel like it was like maybe Straub or something.
It was Straub.
Always had a cheap.
They always had a beer that was $1 to $1.50 a bottle or a can, which was always awesome for me. It leveled the playing field.
It was so nice.
Everybody that worked there across the board, so nice. I love Dinette. That's a good one. Pete, what was your favorite restaurant pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID,
or it could be post, but whatever you want.
You know, I don't know. I've got a lot of favorite restaurants.
So do I.
It's a hard one.
But just actually, you know what?
So
top off your head, right?
We
now.
went to
Dish.
We went to Dish.
Dish is my favorite. Dish is my.
And
Dish is
I had
my
not been
one.
to Dish until they reopened.
Oh, ever in your life?
No. I know people.
God.
Yeah,
I was there the night they opened, like decades ago.
No, but I know people that know the owner of Dish, and like we walked in and
Michaela and Andrea.
Yeah, and they like came over and like greeted us, and we like sat down and had like we didn't have a reservation or anything. We just went in and they fed us, and it was amazing. It was incredible. Like, and I don't even like. I don't really like Italian food. Like,
you haven't had good Italian food. That's
maybe not. I just always get sick when I eat pasta. I don't know if it's like the gluten or something that just doesn't.
Keep drinking beer.
What's that?
Keep drinking beer.
I drink a lot of beer.
There's more gluten. There's more gluten in beer than pasta, is what she said.
I know, but there's something with pasta that just doesn't sit well with me, and I don't know what it is. I just assumed it's the gluten, but I don't know. What do I know?
Those guys over at Dish are the nicest, right?
All right, look, like I'm gonna be real here. Bottom line, people come in from out of town. Like now that everybody's been doing this for a while, when the movies started coming back to Pittsburgh, the movie companies would call me and be like, where should I send like Jake Gyllenhaal or something? And I would just say Dish was always on the top of my list. Like, That's it. Everything about Dish as a restaurant, I think is perfect for me and like my taste. Everything on the menu is fantastic, right? I mean, everything. But what they had going for them there is they only had 1 or 2 meats, 1 or 2 fish, 1 or 2 pastas. They had a couple of staples that were always there. You could get the fruta de mar, you could get anything like that. A ton of appetizers, but the menu shifted every night with what they could get, with what the best of what they could get. But there wasn't a ton of choices. It's not like the Cheesecake Factory when you sit down and it's a phone book. You only had like 6 options for entrees. Ton of apps, but like that. And the wine was great. And honestly, something that Michaela and Andrea bring to it was that kind of personal touch to it that you want. There's only X amount of tables. They never wanted to expand.
Right.
I mean, literally, I went there so much, like early. I mean, basically, I was there forever. Then obviously things kind of shifted. And then I think when they were closing, I was there like every night to like send it off. And I was there the last night that they were open. And then when they reopened, we were back, but we brought Pepper with us for dinner, like literally like a 1.5-year-old. And literally she just sat on our laps and everything was cool and nobody said peep about it. But yeah, that Dish would probably be off the top of my head right now. Obviously I'm loyal to Superior Motors and Braddock as a fantastic restaurant in town. But like Yeah, I couldn't pick one, but like, go on.
Question to the crew: favorite sandwich in Pittsburgh?
Do hamburger sandwiches count?
Let's exclude hamburgers from this conversation. Let's go more hoagie or like club sandwich or that kind of wrap.
Hoagie. Okay, can we just really quickly? There's so many people doing sandwiches now? Everyone's doing a sandwich, and I'm just gonna weigh in. The Thin Man sandwich from Thin Man Sandwich Shop was one of the best. I mean,
that was the next level. That's a gourmet sandwich.
That's a fucking good sandwich.
That's a gourmet sandwich.
Yeah.
That's like you have like an everyman structure, but that wasn't just regular shit. That's like the dude that charged $50 for a cheeseburger because the cheeseburger was filled with foie gras. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a sandwich. As far as like a hoagie goes, I like a classic hoagie. The triangle sub. Is like that. If you want to go like roots, pure, awesome bread, meats, Italian dressing, but
I feel like their meats aren't like the highest quality, but it's just good all around. Like their bread's really good. They're like the way they dress it is really good.
I'll agree with you. It's a special like Dave, what do you think?
I'm working on it. I got potato pancake Reuben and Max. I think Max's Allegheny Tavern.
That's
a good one.
I've had that,
David.
David, I've had that. I have had that. That is good shit.
I like Max's. I like Max's a lot because they had it's a Dutch Club and Dutch Club Light or whatever. I guess it's just Icy Light and Augustiner. Is what I was told.
Pizza to the Dutch oven and everything else. Go ahead. What were you saying, Dave?
No, I got mine. Duncan Street in Millvale. Their sandwiches are incredible.
Those are awesome.
Incredible. Also, bitter ends also fantastic. Like
I'm going to kick myself for forgetting something here on sandwiches. I'm going to stick with triangle right now until I think of something else. Sandwiches. I'm
the first person to ignore Permanis, but on a hangover morning, double egg and cheese, Permanis.
What's yours?
Double egg and cheese
with cap?
With capicola.
Yeah. I was going to say, don't leave that out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Permanis double egg and cheese. That is my go-to.
It's like a shameful morning.
Even when I'm not hungover. Like I literally, it's like a knee-jerk reaction. If I happen now, I haven't been like literally. Permanis was like a thing that like when I had to like take people out, like in my former life, when I had to like schmooze certain people, I would have to take them to Permanis. You know what I mean? To like try to like take the out of town things to show them what Pittsburgh's about, kind of a thing. You have to check that box, right? Permanis. I mean, I haven't gone there on the regular in quite some time. But it is something. It's an itch. You know what I mean? Like you got to scratch that every now and then.
I used to take all the guests whenever I'd have a band or a guest DJ at Pandemic. We would go to Permanis because we would never leave the Brillo box until like 3:30 or 4 in the morning, and we would go there then after the bar rush, and it was like you had the place to yourself. It was amazing, and then everyone, at 4 in the morning after a show, you're like. It was like the best thing, and then everyone just passed out.
It's perfect. It's there for a reason. It's just okay. So when Myron Cope died, right? A bunch of my buddies from high school called me. They're like, "We're going down to Permanis. We're gonna have some irons for Myron. We're gonna go right now." So I was like, "Okay." So I went there like basically hungover, and we were all there. It was like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and. So we were all at Permanis just sitting there. A couple of guys had terrible towels, and there was nobody there. And a fucking camera crew from TAE came in, and they were like, "Are you guys here for Myron Cope?" And literally the table we were at had about 40 beer bottles lined up on it. We've been just basically, it wasn't even noon, and the table was covered with beer, and they did an interview, and they let every one of us talk like for like 2 seconds. So at that point we were like, Myron was a legend. Myron, toddy's for you, my brother. Like it was like a bunch of like 22-year-olds like just drunkenly doing that kind of shit.
Do you remember that late night show that was on? Like it would be on after
Night Calls.
Yeah, it was like
Saturday
after
Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. Yeah, and I remember being like 14 or 13, 14 and watching this show and being like, what the fuck is happening?
What the fuck is going on at Banana Joe's? What is Banana Joe's?
And like it's just literally like, so you're here to pick up guys. What are you looking for in a guy? And they'd like poke the person in the face with a microphone.
It was that is a very night calls, I believe that was called.
Night calls.
Anyway,
What was that?
it was a TV show before dating apps, and you could like watch. Basically, they would go to bars and clubs and wait outside and interview people. This was also before like Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay,
those kinds of
it.
things, and would interview people and talk to them, and then you would have a thing like, oh, if you wanted to call this person, call this number.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know what I
god.
mean? So that's basically what it was. It was a dating show. It was a dating app before an app.
But it was live, and it was on after Saturday Night Live. So that means it didn't start till like 1 a.m. or
Was it
1:30. Yeah, I think it was live. Yeah.
I don't think it was live.
I think it was live. It looked.
I was 12. I don't remember,
Exactly.
but I remember. I do remember exactly what you're saying.
But
Dave
it was like
Dave
the
in
worst of the
Delaware.
worst. You're just like, oh my god. This
It was uncomfortable. Like you could be like a 12 or a 13, like a prepubescent whatever, and like she'd be like, oh god. Now you find out that some of them were
is what
bullshit.
dating is like. Oh my god.
This is what I have to do. Like I have to wear that Ed Hardy shirt or whatever the hell was in style at the time.
It was like sponsored by Icy Light, I think. And
Yeah, everything was sponsored by IC. Iron City was the only sponsor, period, for anything
For all of Pittsburgh.
For all of Pittsburgh for a decade. I keep telling people, I'm like, they're not Pittsburgh anymore. Mr. Helia Girl was very sad to hear that Iron City wasn't in Pittsburgh anymore.
Okay, so we talked about best restaurant or favorite restaurants, favorite hoagies, favorite pierogies. Pittsburgh.
Oh,
I don't
we lost a viewer, guys. Just so you know, we're only down to like 6 people.
Who cares? I'm just curious to hear what you guys have to say
Okay,
about.
but best pierogi in town. Okay, yeah. I'll let Kate go first. I'll chime in. Okay,
I mean,
look.
right now I would say in the last like 5 years or whenever they like Abteca has great pierogies.
Yeah.
But I remember the ones at the Bloomfield Bridge Tavern.
Yeah, but they're not around anymore. That
I
was
know.
that was a killer pierogi. You couldn't swear there, but you could have some good pierogies.
But
Good
I don't know.
often.
Okay, look, I gotta be
Abteca's
honest.
good. Yeah.
Abteca's great. Super
look,
good.
I mean, there's pierogies that you can get from any random place. Whole Foods makes a decent pierogi, but like when they do them, right? But like pierogies plus in the Rocks, I mean, I got to be honest.
Yes.
I mean, there's churches that do better, right? You know what I mean? But you don't know what church that is.
We just gained a viewer, by the way. Just gained one
You
more.
don't
We're
remember.
up to 10.
I'm saying.
Keep talking about pierogies.
I'm saying pierogies plus in the Rocks has a like the McKee's Rocks has a thing for me, right? Like I childhood whatever. The Rocks pierogies plus, you get them, you go. That world is special. I don't know. Down in the Strip at the S&D Polish Deli.
Oh my God, yes. Wait, have you ever had a pierogi that wasn't good? I mean,
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I've had an undercooked pierogi that the pasta that wasn't boiled correctly and it was like hard.
Oh, I guess that could be a bad thing. But for the
Yeah.
most part, it's always like a good experience.
Well, but it's also like if somebody uses like margarine instead of butter.
Oh,
I can taste that shit.
Okay, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you can screw up a pierogi.
You're right.
You know what I mean? But like there's something like they're good, but like that's it. There was one night at the S&D Polish Deli, and I'll tell this story. I know Pete was working there a little bit, but like I was working at a place right around the corner. I hadn't eaten all day. I was doing a live streaming show for Bud Light during Monday Night Football.
The Deep Local days, right?
Yeah, the Deep Local days when
Yeah,
I was doing a
nice.
lot of work for Deep Local. And I hadn't eaten all day. And I was so friggin' hungry. And I got there to check in for the show. And I was like, I got to get something to eat. And the whole Strip District was closed. And the S&D Polish Deli was closed. But they still, I was distraught. I was like, I have to drink at least 8 beers and at least 8 Bud Lights in the next like 3 hours. I need to eat something. and they opened the doors for me. They let me in and locked the doors, and they gave me the most amazing Polish platter that you could imagine. And pierogies were the centerpiece of it. And I paid like 3 times what the price was for this thing. And I felt like I was with family, right? So I have to put the S&D Polish Deli up there just from that experience that they took care of me there. And it was delicious. Like, let's be real. So that was good. But other pierogies, I mean, I've been around the pierogi festival, the Pittsburgh Pierogi Festival, and I've had them from everybody that was there, and they're all good. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard to say, like,
I mean, butter, onions, and sour cream. Like, how can you really go wrong?
Okay, so you got butter, onion, sour cream. There's butter, potato, cheese. There's different variations. People get creative. People go gourmet. People put. I'm sure somebody put foie gras in a pierogi. I didn't do it, but I'm sure it's happened. I just go back to that. I remember like 10 or 15 years ago when like P. Diddy was a big deal. That somebody was like, P. Diddy's got steak in a restaurant that has a $50 cheeseburger. And I'm like, a $50 cheeseburger? What's a $50 cheeseburger? Like, I was doing it on a phone. I was more like this on like a fucking cow-sided dial-up computer. But like, what's that, Gateway? It was like a Gateway computer with the cow.
I was wondering what the cow sided. Oh, now I remember.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it all comes back when I get the actual word. But and it was like P. Diddy was like there was like gold flakes, and it was like the meat with veal and something else wrapped around foie gras with foie gras in the middle, burger with like some cheese or something. It was just charging $50 or $60 a cheeseburger.
It's crazy.
Okay, best cheeseburger.
Best cheeseburger. There we go.
I loved the salt burger.
It was the best.
Doing it. I got to be real.
Never had it.
The homemade Velveeta cheese on top of it, the way they did it with the sous vide and everything, the mix. There's something about it. I don't understand why the boys that Kevin's not doing it anymore. I would do it, like, I would just make it a thing.
It was like in the late night. You could get it after work. It was
cheap.
Awesome.
It was great. And I would go there after a show. You know what I mean? We'd finish. Most restaurants closed. Salt was open. I would bring like the whole cast from whatever show I was in. We would go there late night, basically fill the place and just order burgers. And then when they were shutting it down, people were buying 3 or 4 burgers and freezing them.
Yeah.
Like they were like, they needed this burger. Like I'm actually, they haven't met in, well, obviously 6 months for COVID, but I was in a burger club with a bunch of, mostly lawyers and soccer players. And I somehow got in there because one of them liked my plays. And so I would go to the burger club thing, and they had a rating system for all the burgers in the city.
Jesus, I remember you doing like a burger tour.
Oh yeah, I did that for Pop City.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The 11 burger used to be super good.
It was the highest viewed thing in the history of Pop City. It was the number one. It was the number one thing, and we did a video to it, and the video got a decent amount of views on the YouTubes. I think you can still Google it out.
Oh, back on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes, when they had the YouTubes. It was Brad Stevenson and I. We ate 10 burgers in one day.
It's nasty, dude.
Well, I loved it. Brad started to cry after about the 6th or 7th burger, and I thought he was joking, like trying to do something for like the camera kind of a thing. And then I was like, I think Jeff Carpenter came and met us at one of the places, and like I like on the footage, if you watch it, I'm like, I go, Jeff, is he actually crying? Like I literally didn't see it coming. Like he was like, I feel like the cow was sad. And I was like, you're joking, right? And like,
because he ate a whole cow after 6 burgers.
There was like tears in his eyes. He was like crying. And like the one place, it was we went to, what was that place? Wing Hearts. And the bartender or the waiter shit the bed because we went to every place, said, what's your best burger? Boom. And that's how we ordered. We didn't tell him we were coming. We just went in and said that's what it was. and the guy ordered some. I think there was some shit with pineapple in it or something. He didn't get the shipwreck burger, which was the killer burger at Winghart's. So basically, Winghart's faltered in the thing.
Man, there's so many good burgers.
But we went to 10 places that day. I mean, a lot of them aren't there anymore, and the salt burger hadn't been invented yet.
Yeah,
the salt burger came out just after we did this. The 11 burger.
The 11 burger
was the thing at that point. I gave I don't remember what it was. I don't remember who got what, but I gave a mustache rating to each of the burgers, because we weren't like journalists, similar to what, like, now we're not journalists, but like I wanted to give a rating. Like Brad like wrote like critiques, and I was like, that's not fun. And I was like, I'm just gonna put a mustache rating, and instead of like 4 mustaches or something, I gave each burger a specific mustache. Like one of the mustaches got like Prince. One of the mustaches got like Burt Reynolds, Tom Selleck. Those were 2 big burgers. I think that was.
Did you have like
11.
a Wilford Brimley one?
Oh yeah. Well, there was. I mean, to be honest with you, we did it again for pizza, and there were 12, and I didn't repeat. So there was. So I came up with 20 mustaches. Like one of them was a Salvador Dali work of art mustache.
Nice.
One of them was. I mean, I went deep. There was Raleigh Fig. Oh, the thing about it was. The way that the burger tour started was Brad was bragging about Burgatory, their burger, like it was like one of his kids. And I was like, Burgatory is not even top 5. You know what I mean? Like in the city for my burgers. And we started like arguing about it. I'm like, let's go. So we went to all these places. And so Burgatory has a fantastic burger. It's like a decent burger, right? It's like a solid, like a basic burger. Like it. But Brad did the create your own burger, and he fucked it up. So it was shitty, right? Like the burger was okay, but it was just like he put like random toppings that didn't jive, and he was just like embarrassed. And I was like, so the mustache I gave that burger was Goose from Top Gun, right? Because his pilot got him killed.
Oh,
right.
Oh, yeah.
So that was what is the Anthony Edwards little goose thing. So that's how the mustaches that's how the mustaches rolled around. I wish I could remember what the other burgers were. I know 11 burger, Tessero's burger. Tessero's burger got like a classic rating. It wasn't terrible. You know, it's not. It is what it is. It just there's a new game in town with burgers.
Yeah.
Tessero's
started. They stopped seasoning it. That's what I would say.
No,
'Cause
like-
I used to love it. I think they slowed. I don't know why. I think maybe it's because the age of the clientele. I'm not sure, but I'm saying salt isn't happening over there anymore. That's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
Has anybody had the moonlit burger, the new Derek's thing?
The smash burgers. You know
Yeah,
what? We gotta
everybody's
have,
making their burger smash burger now.
we gotta have them on the show.
Yeah,
I
What is
love
the
Derek
smash
and
burger? I don't
I love
understand what
Derek. I love Derek and
everybody's
Chad.
doing the smash double patty.
Oh, okay.
Like
Alright.
the Lagoon burger is great,
Good
but
burger.
they're switching
because
to the
it's
smash burger.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Is the Lagoon Burger, that's since they've merged the 3 spots, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the butter joint burger.
I love that
That was a
burger.
good
That was
burger.
like
Great
that was
burger.
after my tour. I would put the butter joint burger in my top 3. I also love the Whitfield's burger.
Yeah, that was a good burger.
Everything. I love the Whitfield.
Okay, what's your favorite burger though? Like, if you were to go to get a burger, I know you said the Independent, and I got that burger. That was a really fucking good burger. Like, if I said, Kate, let's get a burger right now, where would you go?
I mean, I would if I would have gone butter joint.
Butter joint? Okay.
I love
I would
butter
have gone,
joint.
yeah. I mean, I love that bar.
I love
Fries
it
are
too.
good. Butter joint.
I liked it. They had a cocktail called the cross of shit. What was the Indiana
Cross
Jones?
of shit. I know that one.
No, it was the cross from Indiana Jones Last Crusade. The cross that he steals at the beginning of the movie. The cross of something. They had a drink called that. It was a mezcal cocktail that I loved. That they took it off the menu and I just kept ordering it. And like they would be
They're
like,
like,
okay, we'll make it for you. And then but like a month or two later, they were like, they just put it back on there. It was like the cross of Amontillado or something, whatever.
Oh, right.
And they put it on there. I'm like, you just leave this on there. People will come. And they remembered how to do it, and I loved it. I'm a big fan of mezcal, but
Did you ever have their mezcal pickleback? It was kimchi juice and mezcal.
No.
Oh my God, it was.
Jeez, I missed the whole pickleback era. I missed the whole pickleback era.
It's not over.
If you're just watching the show ended an hour ago, folks. Thank you for joining us. If you want to kick in, our Venmo is @together.
We're going to buy some burgers in a few minutes.
We're going to buy some burgers in a few minutes and deliver them. If you're still one of the few people that are watching, maybe we'll bring them to your house. Give the show, kick in a couple bucks. Even if don't be a jag, put on a mask. Hey, oh my God, I haven't brought that up in a while. The COVID color chart. We are baby poop green. Animal break. What else? Dave, where's the sponsor thing?
I just want to keep talking about food. Fuck you.
Oh yeah.
No, where's the sponsor deck? Do you have it? Did it make the shift from
with the sponsor deck? What do you mean?
Remember the sponsor picture that you used to pull up, like advertise?
Oh, that's
here
probably
thing?
back.
That fell through the cracks.
That's what I mean. I don't know if it made it.
It's
over.
in our old home.
All right, so we talked about pierogies, we talked about burgers, we talked about
We've been doing this.
Wait a minute, you guys missed a few burgers. Cinderlands, which I don't love their food, but their Cinderlands burger, they do sort of a deconstructed special sauce. It's like the mayo and that's pretty.
Okay.
Flinging.
There's also
I like the
down in Lawrenceville
OTB burger. I like that one too.
Lawrenceville. What's the place?
The peanut butter dirt rag burger or whatever it was.
What's the
Vandal?
Yes,
the potatoes late night also still keeping it. Last I checked,
that's a good burger. That was a good burger too.
With the pastrami on it.
No, just like they do a real simple like late night thing. They do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pastrami
everybody's
and egg.
a diner burger style. It's like
pastrami and egg.
Well, I feel like there's different. Everyone's doing the smash burger, but you could go like either thick, like fancy burger, or like bar burger.
Right.
And the Squirrel Cage always had a good burger.
Squirrel Cage is one of my favorite burgers. Yeah, that's still a good burger. I had one of those right before COVID hit, like back in February, I think it was. I was there. It was amazing.
It's a great
and those
burger.
hot cheese balls. You ever eat those?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I've had those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frankie's hot. Still, like there's Italian sausage over Frankie's here.
Oh, I've never been to Frankie's.
Well, if you go to if things are open, just put on different clothes when you go into Frankie's.
Yeah.
And change them back out. You just have like clothes. Like when my grandmother, like when everyone make beetles in my family, we call them beetles. It's just fried dough. You know what I'm talking about with the fried dough. And sometimes you put anchovies in the dough. Make the fried dough. We all had clothes that we would wear when we were frying the beetles. So like that was the thing, right? So that's Frankie's. It's great, but you have to burn your clothes after you go in that place.
You know, I was always remember when they put Blackbird Lofts when they were building those.
Yeah. That's where David met George. That's where Dave met George Romero.
Oh,
I have no recollection. I'm so psyched that I was with. I have no idea. I missed it completely. I'm glad that happened, and I can put that on my belt, but my belt doesn't remember that.
I wish I had a picture. I wish cell phone cameras were way better at the time, but I remember looking from across the room and being like, "This is a moment that I'm never gonna forget." The Dave was just like,
was it David a G-string?
Dave was in a
George Romero.
Dave was in a G-string with like calf high socks and shoes and a Cub Scout leader hat, just minding his business, just going about his day.
You need those knee-high socks.
I was working, man. I was doing work. We were
Dave
working hard.
Dave was just like this.
Getting a drink, you know, I needed
waiting
a drink.
in line. And it was just one bartender in a little table in a corner, in a little room. And George Romero, literally, at least 3 or 4 takes. I remember him with those big glasses, you know what I mean, and a vest like George Romero wears. Right? He would just like look and see Dave and go,
I'm such a fan now too. I'm such a huge fan. Patrick, want to just say,
I wish I could pull that image out of my brain and make it a picture to show to you, Dave. Just
I wish my brain had that as an image in it. It's not. I got to make up a memory on that one.
It was real. I mean, I would assume that was like you watching me with Michael Jordan.
That was the best thing I ever saw. The best thing I ever saw.
That was a big night for me. I still remember that. That was big.
That night, I also ran into George Romero because I was like trying to find a seat in the Land of the Dead thing, and some lady was like, George Romero's about to walk by you," and I like kind of missed him again. You know what I mean?
He was just walking by you to check out your ass again, Dave.
I think that's. He could smell the
It would have been
castoreum on
after.
me,
It would have been just. It would have been not.
I remember that ass anywhere.
He would have been like, "I'm gonna make you a star, kid." That was his
Now, I
last
remember
big-
meeting Robert Woolley in the line for the porta potty. Me and Robert Woolley had a long conversation. He was like, "What are you into?" And at the time I was doing the podcasting thing. He was like, "Oh, cool, that's interesting." We talked for 20 minutes. He was going to do fish advertisements all over podcasts. He was psyched. Robert Woolley, me and him. I was like, "Who's this crazy guy behind me?" And he was like, "Who's this crazy asshole?" I think me and him cut from the same cloth. Me and Woolley.
But Dave almost got beat up by Charles Oakley. Enforcer, NBA enforcer, amazing. Like when Michael Jordan was in the corner talking to a lady, a young lady, in the corner, and there was Charles Oakley was there, and everyone thought it was
Charles Barkley.
Oakley.
I don't know. Charles.
Google.
Me,
it.
I didn't know either.
Google it. He's an NBA legend. Google Charles Oakley, Pete. But like, or Dave, Google him and then bring his picture up there. He's a guy that would literally punch you like Hulk Hogan punched that boombox, like on the basketball court if you looked at him crossed. He was an enforcer, right? So Charles Oakley, Dave sees Michael Jordan and makes a beeline. Dave's had a few. He makes a beeline for Michael Jordan, and then all of a sudden Charles Oakley kind of puts a hand on Dave. And then I come over and grab Dave, and I'm like, no. And Dave's like, Dave was totally like, not sober, but he was sober. Like the second I talked to Dave, he was just normal Dave. He wasn't like drunk Dave. And I was like, no, Dave, that you don't want to fuck with that guy. He's like, his bodyguard? I'm like, no, it's Charles Oakley. And Dave was like, his bodyguard? I'm like, yes, it's his bodyguard. And Charles Oakley. I talked to Charles Oakley like minutes after. I was like, nobody knows who you are in this city, huh? And he was just like, he was like, apparently not. He like wasn't feeling it. But he became MJ's bodyguard that night when he was just like his boy. All-star, NBA All-Star. We were at Deja Vu.
It's that place that looks like
Wait.
it looks
in the strip where Woolley Junior's is. Woolley Jr. Yeah, it's Woolley Junior's. It's the little Woolley.
Wait, why were those people there?
Okay, so the Land of the Dead premiere happened.
Wait, so Michael Jordan was like, "I'm gonna go to the Land of the Dead premiere."
Wait,
what else are you gonna do in Pittsburgh? He was like, "I'm in Pittsburgh. What am I gonna do?"
I'm gonna tell you guys if you listen.
Patrick, we don't have time for your story. Why was he here?
He was like, "What the? This town's." This is bullshit town. This is what he said. I heard him out on the
I can't
street.
believe. Here's what I can't believe. We picked up another viewer in the last 5 minutes. I was waiting for this thing to get.
Care.
I don't understand.
Just enjoying the story.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. So Deja Vu, right, was a club or maybe an ultra lounge. I don't know what they called them at the time. It's in the Strip District where Luke Woolley's is right now. Right, it's that building.
The ultra lounge is known.
That was great, Pete. Rodney Dangerfield over here. Okay, so
you were like ultra lounge. Like I wanted to explain what
I was making the thing is so
most of them got shut down.
So here's the deal. The Land of the Dead premiere happened on like a Friday, a Saturday. I forget what night it was. Right. So what happened at the Land of the Dead premiere? They brought in Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, Simon, who's the dude from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, Simon Pegg. They brought them in to be in the audience to watch George's premiere of his new movie. Now, the movie was set in Pittsburgh, or a Pittsburgh-like thing, but they shot the whole thing in Canada, right? Because you couldn't shoot; it was way cheaper in Canada. And Land of the Dead was, I believe, Robert Rodriguez. Not Robert.
Right. It was like the one where like the point was in the distance.
Yeah, that's what it was. Right?
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
So Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, big fans of George, and fans of each other, and so was Simon. Obviously, he made his thing off the zombie genre. So they all came in for this thing. So they were all there. I was like with Conrad and Tom Atkins. And so I ended up hanging with those guys, with Rodriguez and Tarantino and those guys for the night kind of thing. I don't know how it happened. I sat like with them and went to the after thing. I didn't leave. Obviously, I just stayed by those guys, right? But what was happening on the same weekend, was the Mario Lemieux golf outing. And Mario was still Mario, right?
It's Mario.
Okay,
Mario.
Okay, you're correct, Pete. So Mario was still Mario, like on his game. So the Wayne Gretzky's, the Michael Jordans, all the big names from like, okay, so
the John Oakleys.
Here's what's funny. Jim McMahon couldn't get in the limo with Quentin and Simon and those guys, and they just was like, sorry, dude, and they left him on the curb. Jim McMahon, the punky QB from the 1984 Bears, right, was pushed out. Those Bears, right? So, okay, so that's why they were all there. So I, in my wildest dreams, never thought Michael Jordan was going to show up, and I was ever going to be. I never saw the man play live. My mom got to see Michael Jordan play live, but I was just in a circle with famous people, just talking to Robert Rodriguez about a pulled pork recipe from Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and Michael Jordan walked in, and that's what happened in the room we were in. It was insane. That's why everybody was there.
Here's what I saw. I forget why. I don't know. I think, Patrick, I was like trailing you all night, but you were hooking me up. You were getting me into this after hours party. Here's what I think happened. I pulled up to go to this after hours party. I texted you. You came out to get me. We walked in together.
Right.
As we were walking in together, for some reason, Michael Jordan was going across the way. My face dropped like a ghost. Like couldn't believe it. Patrick, your instinct was to lean in and be like, good to see you again. And then you did one of those like shake hand hugs. And then I knew that you'd never seen him again before. But by saying like, oh, Michael, good to see you again, he was like, oh, shit, I don't know who this guy is, but I better act like I do. So you're like hugging. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? That's fucking Michael Jordan. And then you were like, I got to go back hang out with like Robert Rodriguez, and you went back into the special zone. But you got me into this place, and it was in that little moment that all that shit went down. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's I didn't ever understand the level at which you were an operator, but at that fucking
You were like
moment,
drafting behind him. You were like,
Michael, good to see you again. Didn't miss a fucking beat. My jaw was in my pants. That's how it went down. That's the story.
Michael Jordan has large hands. He shook my hand, patted me on the back. I patted him on the back. We did a man hug, and I just moved on.
They hugged, and then he rolled Patrick up into a basketball and shot it through a hoop. And it swished, and Patrick landed, and he fucking looked at me like, hey, that's
3
how
points.
you fucking do it. Right there. Boom.
and somehow we froze Kate in that whole situation.
She had enough of that story.
Kate was just looking at her phone. Or is she looking at snacks? If you're one of the 5 viewers still watching, oh,
She's
Kate's
gone.
Everybody's gone. Okay. Well, I think that's the sign. Thank you for watching the show tonight. This feels like a week 2 show where we kind of got to chill a little bit after and hang out and be friends. So I appreciate that. Could you just not have Snacks is look at Snacks.
You just zoom in on that crotch, Dave. Like,
Jesus, Dave. Jesus, Pete. What are you looking at? Let's not. We're gonna get flagged.
It's just one of God's creatures. One of God's beautiful creatures.
Could you bring Kate back? Could you tell Kate to do a reboot?
I think that yeah. I don't see her. If I see her, I'll bring her back. Otherwise, this is Alone Together Pittsburgh. It's been a wonderful evening.
It was Alone Together Pittsburgh.
It was Alone Together Pittsburgh. This doesn't count. Don't hold it against us. We love you for watching.
Hey, please tune in tomorrow night to the people that are watching right now. I can't believe there's still this many of you watching. You guys like train wrecks? That's cool. Well, the Admiral and the Captain and I are going to be here tomorrow with more hijinks. Pete, you know what we didn't talk about on the show? We could save it for tomorrow if you want.
You want to talk about my van?
No, the NFL.
Oh, I haven't watched anything in the NFL. I boycotted the NFL since
what, Thursday?
I don't know, like 2008. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Because we talked about this before, but you don't want to talk about it now. That's cool.
What a part of it?
Thursday last week.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of shit. Yeah, that's happened. We could get into maybe tomorrow would be a better night. I don't know.
Hey, we might have time tomorrow, but we might be lacking a guest because Dave didn't respond.
I think maybe DB. We got to bring in DB. We got to talk about it. We'll talk about it offline, but I'm just throwing out there. We have a chance to.
Okay, great. That'd be awesome. So that's a big deal. I think everyone, all 6 or 7 of you watching right now, should definitely
David Fraley will appreciate it.
I really enjoyed the pierogi burger hoagie favorite restaurant talk. I think that was cool. So,
yeah, I agree, Pete. I mean,
Dave
Fraley had a good one. Tom had a great one as always. Tom, thanks for watching. Dave, thanks for watching. That's great. It's all good. Well, I tell you what.
I saw the window. I went for it.
No, I was 2 syllables away from going
when you
there.
cut anyone off with anything. That's always my favorite part. So.
Hey, I tell you what. There's one thing really important that I want everyone to know. The one thing.
Wear a mask.
Cuts the visibility.
I already know what you look like.
Hey, in the future, I'm not going to shake hands. Get that off of that dog's crotch right now. Don't do it. But Doc Holliday, stop it. And
Forgive me if I don't shake hands.
Night, everybody.
hunker down and bye-bye. We're here for you. Be alive at 25.
I'll buy that for $1.
That sunset's real pretty.
How are
That
five
sunset's
people?
real pretty.
How are 5 people still watching this?
Oh, it's good. It's real pretty. Look at that. Is that over the Mon?
No, the Mon ain't that wide.
Oh, it's Donnie, Ohio. Is that? That's probably
no,
past the rocks.
No, you can swim the Mon. You can swim that. That ain't the Mon. I can't even see land on the other side of that. What is that, a sunset? I don't know. I don't know which one's the top and which one's the bottom.
Captain, where are you taking us?